Wilson Fisk made his debut in The Amazing Spider-Man 50. So he is originally a Spider-Man villain. You have Spider-Man, but you can't have Fisk because of these stupid fucking rights issues.
Right.
Someone needs to just figure it the fuck out.
Right.
And both sides are going to make more money.
Absolutely.
If Fisk is mayor and there's this anti-vigilante task force going around, you don't think Spider-Man's going to pop his head in like, the fuck are y'all doing in New York?
Yeah, come on.
I don't think there's any chance that Steve Rogers dies in Doomsday. They sunsetted him in Endgame for the most part. And now they're coming up with a reason to bring him back, which some people are upset about. But I'm like, he's the OG.
His first movie was literally the first Avenger.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, so why would he not be in the movies that are going to end this saga and reset it? I've seen most of the Disney live action versions of these old animated movies that, you know, we had as a kid. And I think for the most part, I'd have been okay if we never seen any of them. Is that not one of the fucking worst wigs you've seen on a Hollywood actor in your life? Like, I don't know what's worse, that wig or the one he wore for Hercules. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Well, this one definitely.
I've probably seen the second Avengers movie more than the first one. I'd rather rewatch this than watch the first Avengers. All right. Welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. That's Adrian.
That's it. Hey, you got it right
Oh,
this
shit,
week.
dude. We're going to have a bomb-ass show. Another week, another banger, Adrian. We're back.
Yeah.
It's been 7 days since we've done this. Can you believe that?
Has it been 7 or 6?
I don't know, something like that.
Something like that.
6, 7.
Six,
as they
seven.
say. Oh, shit. But it's been a week, you know? A lot of shit has happened.
Yep.
We are getting into this year of content. You know, we've been talking about this, right? How there's a whole list. We went through our laundry list a few weeks ago of all the shows and movies. And Daredevil, Born Again, season motherfucking 2 started. You know, you could say like motherfucking to anything and it just sounds better.
Yeah.
Like if I go, this is my friend Adrian. If I go, this is my friend motherfucking Adrian.
Right.
Sounds better, right?
Or if you say, this is Adrian, that motherfucker.
That's different.
Right?
It's different context.
Right.
Yep. So, but I think adding a motherfucker to just about anything makes it better, you know? So that's what we're going to add, a motherfucker to Monday, okay? So motherfucking Monday with Mike and Adrian. Shout out to the interns out there. Shout out to the comic unks, bro. We have a whole nother pocket of unks following us, you know?
All right.
We are, we're trendsetters in the unk community, Adrian. We have been called comic influencers in the past as well.
Really?
Yes. So,
sounds good to me.
I mean, we're influencing people to read a comic, right? So as we say. Start podcast is a whole crew of people out there. Someone influenced me to start collecting some like figures and shit. So, you know, we can all influence each other.
Sure.
But what we're going to talk about, we're going to hop into the news. We're going to get into Daredevil Born Again a little bit later, but we're going to start with the news first. But believe it or not, Adrian, there's some Daredevil news here.
All right.
So our boy, Vinny D, plays Kingpin, plays Wilson Fisk. First of all, let me just say this about the show so far. I think this reign, you could say this about the whole first season, the whole Netflix show. They have done a phenomenal job of portraying Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, on screen. Between Vinny D's acting and also just the presentation, the way they dress my man, now that he's, you know, fully Kingpin again, all white suits again, right? No more. Remember in the beginning of the first season, he'd wear the gray suit, he's being the mayor, he's on his best behavior, he's fucking eating salmon and vegetables. Then he's eating steak, wearing red, killing motherfuckers, being Kingpin.
That's it.
But you know, Vinny D's lost a lot of weight. I don't know if you've seen him outside of that.
Yes.
But dude, they got him padded and shit for this role. And my man looks like the motherfucking Kingpin, dude.
Well, I mean, except around his neck. You can see there was this one shot where it was like, oh, this shit was all stretched out. All right, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. But shit, for the most part, he's, I mean, presence on the screen. Like in the beginning of the episode when the ship is sinking. Yeah. And you first see him and he hops out the truck and you just see him from behind. Dude,
Talking about big back.
For real, dude. My man's shoulders look like they're 8 feet wide. It's got the ball. It was just an awesome shot. But I think they've done a great job portraying him. Now, the thing about Fisk, if you don't read a comic, as they say around here, you would think of Fisk as a Daredevil villain. Right? Because on screen, that's all we've seen him as. Correct. Even in the Ben Affleck fucking Daredevil movie with, what was my man who played Kingpin? Not Michael.
Green Mile, Duncan or something.
Duncan, yes.
Yep.
but he plays Kingpin in there. There's no Spider-Man to be found.
Right.
Now, in some of the animations and the cartoons, we've seen Fisk opposite of Spider-Man. But Wilson Fisk made his debut in the Amazing Spider-Man 50. So he is originally a Spider-Man villain, right?
Correct.
Like you're someone, Adrian, who does read a comic, right? So when you think of Fisk, even now with everything, we've seen with him in Daredevil, do you think of him as a Spider-Man villain or a Daredevil villain?
Neither, but when posed the question, it's usually Spider-Man.
You go to Spider-Man first, yeah. And I think that I think I'm on the other side of it now because of how much we've seen him with Daredevil.
Sure.
Like I feel like he started as a Spider-Man villain and he's kind of moved more into this Daredevil villain. Even in the comics, like Devil's Reign, he's opposite Daredevil in that. That's a newer one. So also a lot of times the comics kind of follow the movie. They influence each other, you know. Like we've seen Harley Quinn was created in animation first and then added to the comics. Like she wasn't in the comic books before they put her in Batman the Animated Series. So there's definitely influence from both sides. On our Who the Fuck Is segment this week, Adrian, we're going to talk about a set of twins. Okay. One of them is our queen herself, the GOAT Wanda. But her brother, Pietro.
Sure.
Those are characters that
he's probably a queen too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're coming out in comics.
You never know,
I mean,
bro.
I'm gonna kind of talk about one today.
Shit.
But anyway.
Okay. Oh, a little tease for hidden gems. Stay tuned. But with those two, their origins and their backstories has changed so many times, and the movies, the MCU definitely influenced the I guess the recent part of their origin. So they influence both.
Sure. I mean, like even in Spider-Man, we talk about Kingpin being a Spider-Man villain. You would think Jameson was the premier Spider-Man villain because he's such an antagonist.
Oh yeah.
From the Daily Bugle.
Yep.
Right. So it's just, but you're right. Most people today, if they saw Kingpin, they would think that he's a Daredevil villain.
Correct. So that's got a lot of us nerds, Adrian, just sitting back and waiting for the day, hoping for the day that we get to see Wilson Fisk and Spider-Man on screen. Because they've had some motherfucking battles.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because the thing about when Fisk and Daredevil fight, Daredevil's got him from, fighting abilities, but Kingpin's a strong motherfucker, dude. He lands him. I mean, Daredevil gets his ass whipped a lot.
Yeah.
Which
he does.
It happens again in this episode we're going to talk about later. You remember when we were rewatching the Netflix one, I'm like, dude, my man gets his ass whipped so fucking much. Like, can he win a fight at some point?
Right.
Shit, it could never be Batman, Adrian.
No.
He couldn't. Come on. Fuck out of here. But Fisk and Spider-Man, it's a different fight, dude.
Right.
Because Spider-Man, he'll take an ass whooping, but he ain't like Daredevil getting his ass whooped every 2 days.
Right.
Unfortunately, because of these stupid rights issues, that's why it hasn't happened yet. That's why we've not seen them on screen. They asked Vinny D about it, and they asked him about him. It was on Twitter, or X as they call it now. Now it's been called that for like 5 years, but you know what? I remember the good old days, before we were calling this social media platform by one fucking letter. But thanks to Elon Musk for that. They asked him on X about the chances of Fisk crossing paths with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Obviously, brand new day, trailer came out. Oh my God, everyone's excited talking about this shit, right? So he says this: if Sony and Marvel ever get their shit together, maybe it's a complicated rights issues. Hope so. Now, I think that is, I agree with him. It's on them. But that's pretty fucking sad that they have these rights issues and something that seems like a no-brainer, right? Like you have Batman, you have Joker, right? Like you have Spidey, you have Green Goblin. You have Spider-Man, but you can't have Fisk because of these stupid fucking rights issues.
Right.
Someone needs to just figure it the fuck out.
Right.
And both sides are going to make more money.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at the movies that Sony did without Spider-Man compared to the three that they did with Marvel. They leased Spider-Man to the MCU. Come on. Dude, I don't, and I'm just guessing right here, but No Way Home did like 1.9 billion. I'm not guessing about that. I would believe. I would assume that is more than all of those Sony movies combined.
Right.
Right. Like probably if you do the math, someone fucking check them. Hey, interns, check the math out there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're fucking. It's a pride thing, right? Like it's my Spider-Man, Adrian. You can't fucking use them in here, and we're using Fisk, and we can't.
It's not your Spider-Man.
Right.
It's our Spider-Man.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, he wouldn't be shit without the fans.
Correct.
Right? So release him to the fans.
For real. That is right. He's our Spider-Man, bitches. The fuck out of here with this shit. They're pissing me off already, Adrian.
Already.
So kudos to Vinny D for calling these bitch ass fucking companies out. But damn.
Now does he get fired now too?
Oh no, he's untouchable, bro. Okay. Yeah. He's got. Well, it depends, right? But
everybody thinks they're untouchable until they get touched.
True. Let's say he's less touchable.
Okay.
That sounds a little naughty, but
it does.
He's less touchable. I think he'd really have to do something crazy for them to drop his ass. But it's unfortunate that, he's also in his 60s, dude. Like how now they did a great job of dressing him up, and with Fisk, I mean, he's in the suits a lot. So I guess makeup and things, he could probably play him for another fucking, 5-10 years.
Right.
But eventually he's going to be too old for Fisk, and we're not going to, get a Vinny D and a Tom Holland on screen. It'd be a fucking fun fight, dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of Spider-Man, brand new day. We talked about the trailer last week. This thing, dude, since we're just in the first 4 days, we talked about the 24-hour results last week, like 718 million.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the first 4 days now, it's at 1.1 billion views. It's the first movie trailer to ever hit that number. Does that surprise you at all that it's that big?
Listening to the numbers, sure, but I mean, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
right.
yeah. Well, you said that a couple weeks ago. Like, dude, he's the one of, or if not the most popular comic character, period.
Exactly.
So these results, I get. No, I don't. I asked myself. No, I don't. I'm not surprised. I mean, it's cool that it breaking records, but I'm not surprised. They also have done a good job of not telling us shit until this trailer, right? It's not like when you release 8 trailers, a fucking year for the same movie, you ain't gonna hit these numbers. Yeah. But people were like, dude, where's my Spider-Man trailer? So no, and I mean, who would you put above Spider-Man from a popularity level right now in the comic world?
What, now?
Yeah.
Nobody.
I don't think so,
Nobody,
right?
Right.
I mean, it ain't Superman.
No. I mean, it probably maybe Hugh Jackman's Wolverine at some point.
Yeah.
I don't think Batman. I mean, Batman is like a top tier character, but he's not had that kind of a draw.
They just haven't done shit with him lately either, right? Like, we've had a lot of Spider-Man content in the last, 10, 15 years? I mean...
Yeah, but you would think that, okay, it's Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
And people would be kind of tired of it, but they just want more of it because they've done such a good job with the things that they've had. Mm-hmm. Batman, they just done shitty shit with it. The whole DC thing's just been shit. So it's kind of hard,
Yeah. When you have Snyder come in shitting on everything, Adrian, it's hard, It fucking ruins it for everyone.
It's a hard shit.
It is a hard shit, yes. Yep, Snyder's down with the hard shit.
So I don't, maybe Iron Man. Yeah. Maybe. I think the distance between Spider-Man's popularity and whoever the next person is so great. Oh, yeah. It's just like you can put several at that next level.
Absolutely. Yep. And maybe there was a time, right, when the MCU and Robert Downey Jr. was still playing Iron Man in every other movie where you'd put him closer. But now that it's been 7 years since Endgame.
Right.
So Iron Man is no longer in the forefront of the MCU. So I think at one point it was probably closer, but I agree. I think you got Spider-Man and you got fucking everybody else, right? Now, Batman's the one, if they did Batman content consistent and good, I think he could rival Spidey. He could be close up there from a popularity standpoint. Another one is Hulk. I mean, Hulk was, when I was a kid, was crazy popular.
Well, he was the only one that was out there also.
Yeah.
Because his shit started in the 70s with the Lou Ferrigno
TV
show, and they kind of grew from there.
Right.
I think if they hadn't pooch screwed this whole Black Panther thing, Black Panther could have been up there too.
Yeah.
I mean, this cat had a worldwide movement going on,
right?
With playing that role.
Oh yeah,
and that's probably why they fucking killed it. Number one.
Yep. Or people are calling their travel agent trying to book a flight to
Exactly.
Wakanda. Like, bro, it's a made up fucking country. You can go to Africa, but you ain't finding Wakanda, dude. It's made up.
They probably would have changed the fucking
pick a random
fucking country in Africa and call it Wakanda
for real.
Or some shit.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I would agree. It would have taken some more. Like, we'd have to get a few more movies, but he's one that would have been on that path, right? Mm-hmm. But Spider-Man just has stood the test of time. And what's funny is they've not changed a lot about. I mean, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Even the other variants, even Miles Morales Spider-Man shares a lot of history, a lot of personality traits, very similar to the Peter Parker version. I mean, that shows you how crazy popular a character is when you can have two different versions of that character in movies at the same time, and both of those franchises are killing it.
Right.
I mean, you got the animated fucking Spider-Verse where you got dozens of different Spider-Man. You got one main, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the live action Tom Holland, the MCU. I mean, dude, No Way Home had 3 fucking live action Spider-Man in it. People talking about Cameo Fest. I have no issue with that.
Right.
They did a great job of weaving those all together. So yeah, I mean, it's not a shock. It's not a shock that this thing's breaking records and people they're foaming at the mouth, Adrian. They're fucking creaming their shorts, ready to go see this movie. Maybe not. Don't do that in a movie theater. It's a Pee Wee Herman shit. Get you in trouble.
Yep.
Was that true? Did he really fucking do that? Yeah, that's crazy. I never understood the Pee Wee Herman thing. It was my generation too. Like a lot of kids my age growing up. Oh my God, Pee Wee Herman. I'm just like, dude, what are we? Why would you watch this guy?
Right.
I don't know. Funny thing is, you ever seen the show Blue's Clues?
No.
Oh man, it was the one with the dog and the guy had the striped green and.
Don't know what you're saying, man.
Okay, well, someone out there has, and the reason I bring it up,
I've heard of it.
Okay,
I have heard of Blues. Isn't there like a blue dog or something?
Yes, blue dog. Okay. There's a guy. It's all like green screen, and he's like just talks to the kids and talks to the fucking dog. But the point is, he wears this weird it's a striped long sleeve shirt with blue and green stripes and a white collar. We were at the casino last night. We were out, we're partying. Adrian was getting our little 2-step on. And I seen a motherfucker wearing the Blue's Clues shirt, out. I was just shocking. I was like, is that motherfucker, is he trying to solve Blue's Clues right here? You never know. But anyways, what to do with this? Fucking nothing. Something else that has nothing to do with this. We were talking about, pride, right? Like, my Spider-Man, you can't have him. Dude, I drove to New Haven Saturday for a gymnastics competition. And 95 South, okay? It's got to be, especially the Connecticut part, it's got to be one of the worst stretches of a fucking highway on the East Coast. It's pretty the way people drive.
It is, and I've driven from Canada all the way down to Florida.
Yeah.
95, and up here is I won't say the thinnest. It is one. It's one of the more congested.
Yeah.
For the number of people that travel over it, considering being in this area, there's so many people travel the stretch, especially on weekends and shit. Especially
fucking
long
2
weekends.
lanes,
right?
Dude.
Yep.
2 lanes, and you're the midpoint from Boston and New York. And here's what happens: you get pride. You get the guy in the left lane, Adrian. I'm going to drive as fucking slow as I want because I can do that because it's my car and it's my taxes and it's my gas. And I don't give a fuck that there's 8 people behind me trying to get around me because I'm driving under the speed limit. Bitch, you're in my motherfucking way. Get the fuck over. And then I got to ride up on your ass and try to drive you off the road. I'm just kidding. But dude, I think that's also one of the worst highways for that behavior. Right. I mean, we got 395 here, all kinds. On 95, in the little fucking 2-lane area that stretches way too many miles.
It does.
Should be fucking 3 or 4 lanes. You get the most stupid, prideful fucks in the left lane trying to be commander of the goddamn highway.
Well, there's that, but the one thing that trumps that.
Oh shit, what you got?
Is when you got a person in the right lane let's go on 62.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Sure, yeah.
You're in the right lane. You're in the right lane. Mm-hmm. Not only are you in the right lane, but you're in the correct lane.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
All right. But then you got a person that sees you coming, pulls out in front of you.
To stop you.
To stop me for stupidity, and then sets his cruise control to the same 62 miles an hour. Yep. And it's like they just sitting there. And they'll do this for miles. Mm-hmm. Miles, Mike.
Yep.
And it's like, what in the fuck is going on?
Right.
Man? That's the shit that really, and then you have no reprieve. You know?
Like, I don't understand why anybody would want, if you could avoid this, why would you want to drive side by side with any other vehicle?
You feel like these hairs on the side of your face and shit. It's like, you want to look over at the other person or some shit? What's going on, dude?
Dude, I try to stay away from drivers at all costs. I'm going to go faster, slower, in between. I'm going to be away from you. Right. And you're like, well, you're going faster. I know, but there's no car near me. I'm safer going fucking 85 miles an hour with no car near me than I am going 62 surrounded by cars. Correct. All it takes is one asshole not paying attention, fucking scrolling, watching only comics on their phone, whatever.
All of that.
I'm going to get a QR code on the back of my car because, most people do this at red lights. You see this all the time, right? They fucking stop and scrolling. Right. It's going to say, if you're going to scroll, check out my page. Just put the fucking thing on there. And I'll just beep the horn and point at it when someone's fucking sitting there like an asshole.
You know what'd be funny? Put a big QR code, and when people go to it, has like a big
middle
fuck
finger.
you.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Anyways, well, this is Only Comics, where we discuss comics and only comics, Adrian.
And sometimes a little something else.
Sometimes a little something else. Sometimes other stuff. Yeah. Which we have a whole nother podcast where we're going to get into some conspiracy shit. That is for tomorrow. So if you are an intern, giddy up, buckle up. And if you're not, what the fuck you waiting for? Join the internship. Right. How do I do it, Mike? It's in the description and it's on the homepage or our YouTube page. So anyways, let's talk about Captain America, Adrian. So Cap, now, well, we got to be a little more specific because we got two Caps, right? Well, technically Sam Wilson's Cap.
Correct.
And Steve is just Steve. Correct. Right? He's just a guy named Steve. So he is played by Chris Evans, and they asked him about these movies, and he actually, during a little fan interaction here, he confirmed that he'll be in Secret Wars. He said that I start work on the next one in a couple of months. And this seemed to be news, and people, oh my God, he confirmed. And they're also doing some reshoots right now for Doomsday. So some of the
to cut Steve out because he announced that he was going to be in the fucking movie. Don't you do that?
Right, you're out. Fuck it out, bitch. But this kind of, I'm surprised at the shock here because I don't know about you. I never thought Cap was going to die in Doomsday. Did that ever cross your mind? Did you think that was a chance?
I
mean, anything's a chance.
Didn't think about it.
Right. But I never was like, oh, is he gonna, I never, thought, is he going to be in Secret Wars? I just assumed. Now, maybe that's stupid to assume, but no part of me thought. And then after I heard this news, I started thinking about it. I don't think there's any chance that Steve Rogers dies in Doomsday. There's going to be some deaths, right? There's going to be some big, but I don't know that because, they sunsetted him in Endgame for the most part. And now they're coming up with a reason to bring him back, which some people are upset about. But I'm like, dude, he's the OG. I mean, we started with these motherfuckers. We should end with these same motherfuckers.
I mean, his first movie was literally the first Avenger. Right.
Yeah, so why would he not be in the movies that are going to end this saga and reset it? He should be there, right?
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, they bring Steve back, they can bring T'Challa back.
Right. No, they're not going to do that. You got Shuri, Adrian, just the next best thing, no?
Yeah, fuck all that.
But I never thought, what about you, if y'all, did anyone actually think Cap was not going to make it through Doomsday? Keep calling him Cap. They're calling him Cap, too. So is Sam Wilson getting, the shit end of the stick here?
Don't we always?
Who's the we, Adrian?
You're smart, Mike.
Okay. I mean, this is partly your fault, though. You know what?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
You coined the phrase Captain Falcon, Adrian. So. Switching gears a little bit. DC, Adrian, they're still around, believe it or not.
Yeah. Speaking of being around and being, playing second fiddle.
Oh shit.
Is that Burger King on Coleman gone?
Yeah.
What happened, dude?
I guess there was a fire there or something, dude. They took Flame fucking Grill to a whole new level in that bitch.
instead of flame broiling it at a factory and shipping it frozen, they tried to do it on site.
Yes.
They got tired of the complaints and shit.
Yep.
This is not flame broil. Well, where was it flame broil?
Right,
Well,
I'll show you
here,
some
motherfucker.
flames, bitches. Bam. Yeah, that's what I heard. I can't confirm that, but I heard it fucking burned down. Or not burned down. It's obviously still up, but I heard there was a fire, and that's why it shut down. And they're actually closing up shop. Then someone told me that they're supposed to be putting a Chick-fil-A there, so you'll be excited about that.
Oh yeah. Won't you just open up another fucking social service? I mean, we don't have enough of those.
Just put another Dunkin' there. There's only fucking 34 in New London.
Yeah, maybe one of them will work right. Fuck,
dude. There's spots, and I don't know how many. I don't know if we have a big presence in New England, but Dunkin's primarily a New England thing.
Well, it's a East Coast thing.
Predominantly,
right? Because once the further west you go, the fewer them. Like,
oh yeah.
I was in California one time, dude. That was a 50-minute 3 expressway hike to get to a Dunkin' Donuts, and it was shit.
As you drove by 4 Starbucks,
exactly.
But we're Dunkin' country up in this motherfucker.
Right.
There's spots. This is no lie. Like you go up to like Lisbon and shit. You get off the highway. There's 2 gas stations. Yeah. Right across the street from each other. Mm-hmm. There's a Dunkin' in both of these motherfuckers.
Hey, they don't want you to have to, go across traffic to get to the Dunkin', man.
You don't have to turn around, bro. There's one right there. Dude, they're probably owned by the same fucking person.
Probably. Which is smart.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like that on those the rest stops, right? Obviously, you can't cross the median on the fucking highway.
I want my McDonald's.
But you got, a rest stop on the east side and, duplicate services on the east side. So it makes sense.
It's like we're duplicates right here. Dude.
Right, exactly. They took that shit local.
Yes, absolutely. But DC, Adrian, they're still around, believe it or not. There's a movie coming out in a few months, Supergirl. There's some news about this movie. Obviously, we know Lobo's in this movie, right? Jason Momoa with his kiss maker. Right? Got his kiss maker. Oh, you guys are hating on. Why all the hate? We're not hating. I actually still think he's going to do a good job. He's just going to look a little fucking messy doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
The movie is based on Kara Zor-El, right? Superman's cousin, his little cuz. Superman is going to be in this movie in a handful of scenes. This is also news. Clark Kent's role's been kind of beefed up a little bit. Now they're planning another movie to follow this up, Man of Tomorrow, which we talked about a little bit, right? Lex and Superman are going to be possibly teaming up, which they've done in the comics. And neither one of these movies is a Superman sequel, but it's part of this Superman story that James Gunn's telling. So hearing this about Clark Kent, Superman having more than just a few scenes in this movie, I like it, dude. How do you feel about that?
I don't care.
I think like we're in this spot in movies, we're in this place now where I think the studios and these people understand, the ones that are making these movies, that it's not confusing to have multiple comic characters in a movie. Like
that's the way it's supposed to work.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, that's his fucking cousin. I mean,
Correct.
why wouldn't he show up somewhere?
Right.
I mean, she showed up with that stupid dog in his.
Exactly.
Right?
But I mean, for how long though have we seen movies where it's just Spider-Man?
Right.
Where the fuck is everybody else at? New York's blowing up, all this shit's happening, and none of these heroes that are in the area even peek over there.
Right.
Something that, they'll probably never explain it and we'll just, brush by it. But think about the content recently that took place in New York. Okay. You have Thunderbolts, right? Took place predominantly in New York.
Right.
The Void, motherfuckers snatching people up out the sky.
Yep.
At the same time, or close to that timeline, you have the events of Daredevil Born Again with Mayor Fisk. So all these things are happening and there's no crossover. And I get, the rights issues, right? But to your point, like, he should be there.
Right.
If Fisk is mayor and there's this, the anti-vigilante task force going around, you've read a lot of comics, Adrian. You don't think Spider-Man's going to pop his head in like, the fuck are y'all doing in New York?
Yep.
Come on. If the Void. Now, maybe the Void thing happened so quick, right? Because it wasn't like 10 days where he snatched it. It was like fucking 15 minutes. So maybe you could argue that, if Peter Parker was off in school, maybe he didn't know what was happening.
Right.
But I got to imagine if Peter sees some fucking black cloud over Times Square, he's going to go check that shit out.
Right.
So this, I'm giving DC a little bit of credit here, Adrian, believe it or not. I like the idea that Superman is going to be part of this movie. And I don't think he needs a co-star, but it would be weird. It's his cousin. It would be, like you said, she showed up in his fucking movie.
Right. I mean, he doesn't have to, but it wouldn't be weird if he did.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. And it would make sense.
Right, yeah.
But now I'm curious as to where he's going to show up. Because if he's on Earth and she's off somewhere getting drunk on some random planet,
right?
How are they going to cross?
Yeah, well, we know she ain't afraid to show up to Earth drunk either. Right. So So and one of the rumors is there's a scene where he FaceTimes her. I'm sure that's not really, but he somehow communicates with her, and then he shows up at the end of the movie. So who knows? But so far the test screenings for this movie they've said the feedback's been pretty good. They've given a lot of credit to Millie Alcock for her portrayal of Supergirl, of Kara. Same thing with Lobo. They said every scene he's in, he kind of steals the scene. And the verdict on the villain so far, this creme of the Yellow Hills fella, is he's very generic, which I gotta wonder, is any of that intentional by these movies? Because Marvel's had some villain issues too in certain movies, right? Like, do you think any part of it is intentional, where they don't want a Dark Knight situation where the Joker steals the fucking movie from Batman? You think any part of them's like, we can't make the villain too cool because then people aren't gonna like the hero? Or did they just fuck up the villain by mistake?
I think both.
Yeah, it could be, right?
Right, because I mean, you have some of these stars like, this is my movie, right? That whole pride thing. This is my movie, and you shouldn't, have a more important role than I do,
right?
Or you shouldn't outshine me and all this other kind of bullshit. So yeah, that definitely happens. But then sometimes, like in X-Men, they just pooch screw the villain altogether.
Yeah. Apocalypse.
Yeah,
like I don't know if that one was intentional, but I feel like, and maybe that's just me trying to
make the whole movie was kind of like, a retard. So it's,
yes,
everything was in that movie was intentional. Bad.
It was a shit show. So who knows? Are they just intentionally making a generic villain so that, Supergirl stands out and Lobo stands out? I would hope not, but it's. I mean, these people have eyes. They've seen. They know. They have ears. They know the feedback on past movies.
Right.
Marvel had a villain fucking problem for a long time, but then when you nail the villain, the overall movie's better.
Right.
Right. When Thanos fucking hit our screens for real in Infinity War, it's like, bro, he's a badass motherfucker. It didn't take anything away from Iron Man, from Cap, from Spider. It just elevated the whole movie.
Right. And I'm thinking, right. So if you have this other intentional villain,
yeah,
Lobo really isn't a villain.
No, he's kind of like anti-hero. Maybe
he's not. Yeah, kind of. I mean, he's a spacefaring bounty hunter. He's not good or evil. He's just doing this fucking thing.
Okay.
Right. So, but now I'm just curious as to like how he even fits into this, unless he's going around trying to collect Kara or Superman. Or
the chick who, I forget what her name is, but the one who Kara is like protecting throughout this movie. Because that's what the comic this is based on. There is some girl that Kara is protecting, while she's traveling around, getting all fucked up. So maybe Lobo's after her, and Kara's like, you ain't fucking with this chick, bro. I'll fuck you up. Maybe.
But that would make him the villain, though.
Depends on whose side you're on. If he's the bounty hunter, he's doing his job, dude.
Right.
He's trying to fucking, make a living for himself.
No, I mean of the movie.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But this other cat is also after the girl, right?
True.
So we'll just wait and see.
We will wait and see. He's after her just in a more generic way. It sounds like.
Mike, are you going to be upset if any of the things that we talked about doesn't come true?
Nope.
No.
Nope. I just like the, and this is a lesson for not like our viewers, like the new viewer. You know? But there's one thing to talk about what could happen, what, you know, we'd like to see happen, we wouldn't like to see happen. But it's another thing to get married to that idea and then be upset when it doesn't happen.
Right.
Like, this is a rumor. We could go see this movie, Adrian, and Clark Kent, Superman, could be nowhere to be found. Am I going to be upset about that? Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I may say it was stupid but it doesn't. I could also say one thing about this was stupid and enjoy the rest of the movie.
Sure.
I'll give you an example. I was eating dinner last night, okay? You know, I'm a steak guy, Adrian, right? I got there was a medallion filet, and it had portobello, mushrooms, port wine, and some type of cheese, like not a goat cheese. The fuck was it?
Feta? Nah, I couldn't have feta. That don't even sound right.
Anyways, some fucking cheese, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't American cheese, I'll tell you that.
I hope not.
Yeah. I do not like mushrooms. Unless they are funny mushrooms that make you see things that pop out of the wall. I don't like mushrooms in my motherfucking food. I don't like the texture. I don't fuck with it.
Right.
But I wanted this because it just sounded great. So I got it. What I do, I scraped the fucking mushrooms off the top. It's not my favorite part, but I still enjoyed my meal.
Okay.
So what does that mean? There could be 1 or 2 or 8 or 4 things that I didn't like about one of these movies, right? Like maybe I watch this and I agree and like, yo, this fucking yellow creme guy is ass, dude.
Right.
But I go, fuck, Kara killed it. Lobo was amazing. The story was great. I could still enjoy the fucking movie. I enjoyed my meal without these bitch ass portobello mushrooms, okay? And I wasn't, can you just get doing, just fucking add, whatever. I'm not allergic. I can scrape them off. I'm a big boy.
Now, some shit, you can't get rid of the, if you don't like the, I agree that there's a texture.
Yeah.
And then there's a taste, right?
Right.
So some things you can, you know, if you don't like the texture, you don't put it in your mouth. Right? Or the taste. Yeah. But some things like olives, if you cook it in your food, you could take the olives out.
Right.
And the taste is
Great
still
flavor.
in there.
Yeah.
I can't deal with that. I don't like olives
in
my
olives
shit.
At all? Oh,
no,
man.
I can eat olives like by themselves.
Yeah.
But not mixed in my food.
I love them. And now I know, just like myself, your wife makes Hispanic food. And olives are in a lot of these dishes, in certain rice, right? Certain, stews and things. I'm probably the only one in my house that likes it. My mother-in-law who cooks, and then me, we love the olives. My sons are like, fuck, take that shit out. Even my wife, they don't,
Nope.
I'm like, add more olives in that bitch.
Fuck that.
It's funny, one time she was making one of these dishes and I'm like, there's no olives. She's like, why not? And she's like, well, my son doesn't like them. I said, who the fuck buys the food and pays all the bills here? I like the olives. His ass can take those motherfuckers out. So now every time because she likes them too, but she thought, she's her grandson. Like, don't give a fuck what he likes. He can take that shit out.
No, but the flavor's still there, dude.
Oh man,
flavor's still there.
But
I don't mind the texture. It's the taste, the flavor in the food.
I think with mushrooms, they do have good flavor, but that slimy fuck, dude, I'm not putting no slimy mushroom in my mouth.
I don't know what the fuck kind of mushrooms you eat, man.
I don't.
They shouldn't be slimy.
It's just a weird texture, dude.
It's like a I don't know how to. It should be firm, right? Not crunchy.
Yeah.
But definitely not slimy.
It's almost rubbery, dude. Like,
dude, you eating the wrong shit. Nah. I don't know what the fuck you eating.
I don't like it.
Hey.
Nope. But the flavors, it does add good flavor to whatever you're eating.
Not really.
Mushrooms?
Mushrooms pick up whatever seasoning you pretty much put into it.
All I know is that fucking steak was good and I scraped those bitches off. So my point is, if there's one part of something that just everybody relax. Sure. Like this next piece of news is something that I don't know if this is going to be equivalent to the mushrooms. This may have the effect that the olives have for you. Okay.
Oh,
now, there's a movie came out a few years ago called Moana. You probably haven't seen this.
I have not.
You have not.
Is this the live action or the cartoon?
We're going to talk about both. The cartoon, the animated one, It was phenomenal. I took my kids to see. This was actually, you don't have young or didn't have young kids then. This was a few years ago. So I did. We went to see it. Great movie. Pixar, Disney, phenomenal. The way the water. It's based on a. I don't know if they ever really say the exact nationality. I think it's like a made up place, but it's based on like Polynesian culture. Okay, right. Hawaiian, Samoan, it kind of pulls influences.
Indonesia kind of shit.
Yes, yep. So it's island, it's a little girl, and the whole kind of, one of the aspects of this movie is she's not a traditional Disney princess. She's a girl sailing the fucking ocean, and The Rock voices a character in here, a demigod by the name of Maui, and the animated version, phenomenal. One of the probably one of Disney's top movies, to be honest. And then they came out with a part 2 that wasn't as good. The Rock's character Maui's crazy popular, and for some reason they're bringing this into live action. It's only been like 5 years, dude. Now, I've seen most of the Disney live action versions of these old animated movies that we had as a kid, and I think for the most part I'd have been okay if we never seen any of them.
Right.
Like the Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon's better.
Absolutely.
Aladdin.
Well, I can't say because I've never seen the Beauty and the Beast live action.
Have you seen the cartoon?
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah, classic.
Fucking Aladdin. You ever seen the live action Aladdin? Will Smith is the fucking genie.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was horrible.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. He was reprising his role from Wild Wild West or some shit. I don't know.
But the animated
but the guy, he's got to have some less than movies out of all. In his repertoire.
100%. And that's when I can't even really blame him. Like, why are you casting Will Smith as the genie, number one? And also, why are we making a live action Aladdin?
Right.
Cartoon, phenomenal. Live action, not so much. Lion King, you ever seen this one?
Yep.
What is this bullshit? I'd be more interested in watching one of those documentaries where they shoot the lions from like fucking 2 miles away and like, look at this, the baby enters the pride and all whatever. I'd rather watch that. So they're doing it again, Adrian, making a fucking live action Moana. And there's a few things that people have really been tearing apart. At first, it was the girl who plays Moana, who is actually, I want to say, she might be Hawaiian. She has a look down for this character. Her natural hair looks just like the character. You know what they fucking did? They straightened her hair. Your wife used to have a salon. They straightened her hair and then curled it. And she's supposed to be playing this chick Moana, who's from the islands, has those tight, curl. Like, why? Just have her fucking wear her natural hair. It looks just like the goddamn character. Now, okay, that's one part. Then you have The Rock.
I thought you were gonna say they scrubbed her and fucking shot Scarlett Johansson or some shit.
They whitewashed her.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm going to show you, since you haven't seen the movie, Adrian. Let's see. We got our laptop shot. Boom. This is Maui in the animated version. Okay. See the hair.
Yep.
Big old kind of big back, right? But he's strong, Now, The Rock voices him, but if you look at this fella in the face, looks nothing like The Rock.
No.
But he's a big dude. Okay. Right. All right. So that is the animated one. I'm going to show you this, Adrian, and this, you're probably not going to believe that this is real. You're going to think it's a fucking skit here. This is The Rock's version in the trailer.
Wow.
Is that not one of the fucking worst wigs you've seen?
Wow.
On a Hollywood actor in your life?
Wow.
Like, I don't know what's worse, that wig or the one he wore for Hercules. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Well, this one, definitely.
Yeah. Like,
wow.
It looks like an SNL skit. It looks like some shit you'd see in Scary Movie or something.
And it's like somebody photoshopped his head on a different body.
Exactly.
His face doesn't even go with the body.
No.
It's weird. I mean, I know that's his body, but it just looks weird.
Right. It looks like some Photoshop shit.
I mean, they could have got Vinny D to play that. What the fuck?
Yeah. So that's, I mean, it's just weird. It's weird. And you ever seen any of the Sonic movies? The animated ones?
Bits and pieces.
Okay. So when the first trailer for the first Sonic movie came out, they redesigned Sonic, and everybody online, dude, at the same time took one of the most massive shits on that trailer because of how he looked. Guess what the studio did? I don't know who put out Sonic. They actually Paramount. They listened to the negative feedback and they fixed it. Right. They made Sonic look like motherfucking Sonic. And now they're on like the fourth movie, dude. Jim Carrey comes out of retirement every fucking 4 years to reprise his role in these Sonic movies.
You seen Jim Carrey lately, dude?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make it to the fifth one.
Well, he'll be in the fourth one.
Wow.
But so far, Moana's only 4 months away. I don't know that they would have time to even change this now, but they have confirmed that Disney knows about the backlash, but they ain't doing shit about it. That shitty ass wig is the version we're getting. So this movie's gonna bomb,
who's the girl that's supposed to be playing the lead?
What's her name? Let me see. Moana. I don't know her name. It's this chick here. Let's throw that up real quick. It's someone's fucking random website. But see what I mean about her having fucking straight hair?
Right. The fuck they do that for?
And I'll show you Moana, Adrian. You should have never seen her. On somebody's eBay thing. But look at the hair there. Fucking math ain't mathin', Adrian.
Wow.
So I don't want to say I'm hoping, but I'm hoping this movie fucking bombs. I hope they learn it. Like, stop with these gravy train cash-ins, because some people are just going to run out to go see it, even though it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So, last piece of news: your boy Alan Ritchson was in the news, dude. Did you see this? Reacher? He beat up his neighbor?
No.
Oh man, dude, it was great. I saw this video last week. I saw 2 videos. So the first one.
There's video of this?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Ring cam, bro. Come on, of course.
Oh.
And Alan was wearing a body cam. So the neighbor released a ring cam video that made it seem like Alan was just beating him up. But the neighbor was fucking with him. You talk about people, we talked about the highway commanders, right?
Right.
People with too much pride. People think they own shit. Like neighborhoods. You ever drive through something, you go, slow down, my neighborhood. Relax, dude. Calm the fuck down. Hey, remind me of how many fucking kids I ran over. Knock it off. Fucking leave me alone. Alan and his sons were riding motorcycles. He was on a motorcycle. I don't know if they were on moped, but they were riding through their neighborhood, living like a cul-de-sac. The guy's fucking rich, right? And his neighbor, who was a little drunk at the time, he had liquid courage, he steps in front of Alan while he's riding his bike. Alan fucking slams on the brakes and dumps the bike. He's going Alan had a body cam on. You can see the speed is going like 20 miles an hour.
Right.
And the guy's mad because someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Alan, he got hurt. But Alan and his kids are riding their bikes through the fucking neighborhood. You ever seen anyone get run over with a motorcycle?
No.
No. So if anyone's going to get hurt, it's probably going to be Alan and his kids, right? Which is his own fucking business.
Right.
So the point of this story, the lesson here, it was an educational program. The lesson here is mind your own goddamn motherfucking business, bitches. Because when you don't, you end up like Alan's neighbor, Ronnie Taylor here. So I saw the whole video because Alan put out the body cam footage. He dumps the bike, gets up, he fucking pushes the guy, hits him once, the guy falls on the ground. And the guy won't stop. He is going back in his face. He pushes. So because the guy was in front of him when he stopped, the dude pushed his motorcycle to the ground. And then he pushes Alan. Now, you watch Reacher.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
If you're going to start fighting someone, like you could tell the guy's never been in a fight in his life, are you going to start with Alan Ritchson?
Right.
My man's what, 6'3", 6'5", fucking 250 on a good day? And jacked, solid. And all that training, you'd be like, well, it's a stunt and this and that. I think he knows how to throw a few punches, dude.
Right.
Listen, I ain't afraid to fight anybody, but
you don't get that big, that cut watching videos.
Correct.
This is not a mental exercise.
Listen, I ain't no bitch, Adrian, but I'm not gonna go pick a fight with Alan Ritchson.
Right.
I ain't gonna run from a fight, but I'm not gonna start there. Okay?
Right.
This my man looks like he can fuck some people up. And that's what he proceeded to do. The guy pushed him. Bro, he started fucking teeing him up, busted his face open, dude's on the ground, and basically taught him a fucking lesson. And he's telling him to stay down. The guy keeps getting up. Every time he gets up, he's punching him. And he's like, stay down, dude, stay down. But yeah, let me see if we got his fucking photo here. Oh, here's the fucking video right here. Matter of fact, fuck it, let's pull this up. So he's on 20 something miles. So he does that, so he does it.
Are you kidding me, bro? Hold on. Come on. Stand in front of
Drops his ass.
Yeah, dude. Okay, what? Come on. You threatened my safety, bro. Are you kidding me? I should not be fine right now. Go ahead. You're going out. I've called the BPD. I've called them already because you'll be driving on this
Call the cops.
like a lunatic. Looting. There's kids running around here. Go ahead. I should have read
Kids are just watching. What are you, fucking stupid?
Wow.
all on camera.
Got it all on camera.
Which is what he wants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he thinks he thinks just because he got it on camera, he's right.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
I would venture to guess that he's probably not gonna fucking ask him about the bike anymore. He's probably not gonna talk to him about how fast he's riding through the fucking neighborhood anymore.
He's going 20 miles an hour in his neighborhood. I mean, probably the speed around is probably 15, 20, maybe even 30, 35 or whatever. But what do you jump in front of a moving vehicle? I don't give a shit what kind of vehicle it is, you know?
Dude, and there are people, in the comments going, how can't believe he would do that in front of his kids. What kind of lesson is he teaching them? And I go, he's teaching them a great fucking lesson.
Right.
Don't put your fucking hands on me. And if somebody puts their hands on you, you defend yourself and you make sure they never fucking do it again. That's what I teach my kids.
It also teaches the kids that some people are just stupid. They looking at his dad and they looking at this dude. I'm like, this dude's fucking crackhead.
Right.
I mean, what is he even doing?
Unbelievable. I just love how his kids are just sitting there like looking at the guy on the ground like, you dumbass. Like, and because they probably know. Listen, Alan Ritchson's their dad. They're like, well, don't fuck with my dad. My dad's gonna whip your ass. And that is a perfect example of what we call fuck around and find out, dude.
Right.
Cops showed up too, and they said that it was self-defense. They told him like, bro, you can't press charges. You pushed him.
Right.
You're like, well, I didn't hit him. Yeah, but I've said this before. If everybody keeps their hands to themselves, we're okay. Don't hit old people. Don't hit this. How about you don't fucking touch me and I won't punch you in the mouth? How about that? We just do that. We have an agreement. Everybody keeps their hands to themselves, regardless of how old, what gender you are, what's your sexual preference, whatever.
Right.
Just keep your fucking hands to yourself, and you won't get punched in the fucking face.
Right.
This guy doesn't understand that rule, and he got fucked up.
So you got this is considered a Alan Ritchson incident, right?
Yeah.
You know what they're not calling this?
What?
White on white crime.
White on white crime.
I mean, come on. If there was come on, dog. You know what we have. And this should be international. Oh, look at them people again. Oh my God, come on.
Nope, it's just a couple of guys fighting in their cul-de-sac.
Yep, that's it.
Well, don't try to be the neighborhood police and don't try to be the fucking highway commander. Okay?
Wow.
Just fucking mind your own goddamn motherfucking business.
Wow.
Make that a rule. We put that on a shirt. Mind your own goddamn motherfucking business. You think that would sell? It's a little worried.
You step in front of my vehicle, I treat you like the squirrel. I'm not swerving for the squirrel.
Bro, I've done it. You remember those, this is the statute of limitations have ran out, so don't fucking go. But
you sure before you say
this?
this?
I'm sure, bro. This was like early 2000s, over fucking 20 years ago. I had one of those Jeeps, Grand Cherokee, 98, and those mirrors that fucking stick out. Right. And some dudes like walking in the middle of the street, walking at the car, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna go. So I proceed to go. And because he's like coming at my car he was bored. And he fucking runs out the way and the mirror fucking smacked him. and he spun around like they do in the fucking cartoons and fell on the ground. Like, bro, I don't have time for this shit. I have a truck. You have a fucking body. How is this going to end for you? Not well. So anyways, don't run out in front of traffic. Don't run out in front of your neighbor's fucking motorcycle. And if your neighbor looks like Alan Ritchson, don't start a fucking fight with him. Because you're going to end up bloody on the fucking internet with two of the comic unks making fun of you. You know? So anyways, that being said, it's time to wrap up the news and rumors. Hey, dude's all over the place today, dudes. Shit. With a little bit of thumbs up, thumbs down. So are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. For our double wide, get the double wide up in here. All right, let's see. Vinny D calls out Sony and Marvel. He says if they ever get their shit together, we'll get a Spider-Man Fisk fight on scene in live action somewhere. I give this a thumbs down that they can't get their shit together, and we haven't seen that yet. How much of a disservice is it that we've never seen Fisk and Spider-Man in live action together?
Right. But the news isn't about that. The news is about what he said, so thumbs up.
All right, you're giving that a thumbs up. Spider-Man Brand New Day, the biggest trailer in history, Adrian. It's got 1.1 billion views during the first 4 days online. It confirms something that you said last week, you said again earlier. There's no comic character on Spider-Man's level right now. I give this a thumbs up.
No. Well, actually, there hasn't been thumbs up, but there hasn't been a comic book character in Spider-Man level long time.
Nope.
A long time.
Not even Squirrel Girl?
Not even Squirrel Girl.
Damn. Steve Rogers is confirmed to be in Avengers Secret Wars. Chris Evans confirmed this. He said he's starting on the next movie in a couple of months. I guess a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I am not one of those people like some of y'all out there that are like, it's just so lazy, bro. They just bring in Cap and Iron Man back. It's so lazy. No, it's fucking smart. And it's exactly what they should be doing. This, you mentioned it. What was Cap's first movie called?
Captain Falcon?
No.
Oh, First Avenger?
The First Avenger, right? So if we're going to reboot this saga, if we're going to end this Avengers saga, who the fuck should be in the end?
Right.
The same motherfucker we kicked it off with, you know? So, Supergirl, switching gears, DC, Supergirl. We've heard some news this week about David Corenswet Superman showing up in a handful of scenes. Clark Kent's got a kind of beefed up role in this, so I'm giving that a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Why wouldn't he be there? You know, it should be a cameo fest. No, it's going to be a comic book movie with multiple characters. You know, shit. Moana, Adrian, the live action Moana is set to hit the theaters in a few months. We got a look at Dwayne Johnson, and I'm a big fan of The Rock. I am, but we got to look at his Maui. It looks like some shit you'd see in a Saturday Night Live skit.
Right.
The wig is atrocious. The head don't match the body. What the fuck are we looking at? We're looking at a thumbs down.
Yep, thumbs down.
Holy shit. Alan Ritchson just beating his neighbor's ass. Ronnie Taylor fucked around and found out. He's, oh my God, you're riding your bike too fast. Let me stand in here in front of you. And what happened, bro? He got the 2-piece with a side, no biscuit. He got the 2-piece, no biscuit, no fucking sweet tea. And then he got another 2-piece and he got told to stay the fuck down. What are you, stupid? It's a thumbs up.
Right, thumbs up.
Defend yourself. And also...
Then he's like on the ground in a ball and shit covering his head and shit. Dude, if you just stay down, you wouldn't have to do any of that bullshit. Well, first of all, if you wouldn't have stepped out in the middle of traffic,
correct,
none of that would have happened.
Yes. So here's a few lessons for everybody. Don't walk out in front of traffic. And if your neighbor is 6'3", 250 pounds, and you're not, and you've never been in a fight before, don't start there. Okay,
Right.
You start lower level. Start with someone your own fucking size. You know.
Hey,
Shit.
you know, he's screaming, it's all on the camera. It's all on camera. Guess what? Him speeding through your neighborhood is also on the camera, right? Just send it over to the cops and let them deal with it.
Well, you know what the cops said? They said, dude, this is self-defense. You pushed them first.
Right.
You got your ass whooped. So
exactly.
Learn your lesson.
Right. Just because this didn't end up the way you wanted it to end up.
Yeah, you can't press charges just because you lost the fight.
Right.
You know that, but we're going to fight, and then I lose, I'm calling the cops.
Yeah.
Oh, if you won, you wouldn't be calling the cops. But anyway, so Ronnie Taylor, fuck that guy. Shout out to Alan Ritchson.
Right.
And don't go fucking with your neighbors if they look like that. So that is thumbs up, thumbs down. If you haven't already, guys, subscribe to the channel. What the fuck are you waiting for?
Right.
And we're going to move on. We got, speaking of Daredevil, Adrian, Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 1, dropped this past week. Before we get into the show itself, I'm going to give you the schedule for the next 7 episodes. It's an 8-episode season, okay? So the first episode dropped last Tuesday. March 31st, this Tuesday, we're actually getting 2 episodes, dude. So they're giving us a little extra bang for our buck this week. 2 episodes. Look,
is this a new trend? 8 episodes? That seems kind of short.
yes.
Or is it that he just gets his ass beat so much that he's just like, dude, I'm just I can't
so
do
much
12.
ass whooping,
I
yeah.
can't do 12. I can't do 12.
I think what actually happened was this show, the first season was originally going to be like 18, 19 episodes or something. Then they rehauled it. And I know they're calling it season 2, but I feel like it's just one show split into 2 halves. And now, I mean, that's just my rationale, but it kind of feels that way because this is a continuation of the first season. Right. But yes, the whole 8 episode trend, I think, is a thing. But 2 episodes next week on the 31st. And then we're getting 1 episode a week from April 7th all the way through May 5th. But the reason why we're getting 2 next week is The Punisher, One Last Kill. This is a one-off. Is being released on May 12th. So they wanted to have this done before that. So that's why we're getting a double episode this week. But yeah, The Punisher, One Last Kill. I gotta imagine, dude, before we get into this, our thoughts on this episode, you got Punisher showing up in Spider-Man, right? Now, Vinny D saying this shit about Spider-Man and Fisk. He could be saying that because there's no shot at them showing up, or he could be, maybe he's diverting, everybody. It's what would you call that? A distraction, right? Maybe he's saying one thing, but they're actually, working on it. You never know. But Punisher, he's not been confirmed for Daredevil season 2. He's got this one shot coming out as soon as this season's over. And I would assume that may lead into Spider-Man and explain why he's in Spider-Man, right? Because Spider-Man comes out 2 months after this one shot. What are the chances you think we see either a Spider-Man? This is probably the crazy one. Spider-Man in Daredevil or that Punisher one shot? Or I'll ask you this: what do you think's more apt to happen? Spider-Man shows up in Daredevil or the Punisher one shot, or Daredevil shows up in the Spider-Man movie? What do you think's more apt to happen, or neither one?
I'm thinking neither.
Neither. Yeah. Okay. No shot at either one.
I'm not saying there's no shot. That would be, people would like peel a fucking face off if all of a sudden Spider-Man showed up and eat that shit or vice versa.
Yeah.
But I don't think either one of them is going to happen.
I think we're more apt to see Daredevil show up in Spider-Man. I think it would. Now, yes, people would be peeling their fucking face. This is easy. Right. This is a layup. You want people to go, oh my God, because you want people to say that, right? You want them to say
exactly like that.
Oh my God. You want them to say that, then fucking drop Spider-Man in the Daredevil show. Have that motherfucker show up and help him beat Fisk ass at the end.
Right.
Have him show up in the Punisher show. Have Daredevil show up in Spider-Man.
He showed up in She-Hulk.
Matt Murdock showed up in No Way Home. For 4 seconds, but he was there.
Right.
Spider-Man's fighting the Hand. Well, why? It's an easy transition, right? Where the Hand goes, Daredevil's usually there whooping some ass.
Right.
So who knows? But yeah, I like how you put it. People would be peeling their fucking faces. Oh my God, look at Spidey, look at him.
No, they wouldn't be doing this. They would literally start from the back, dig in the fingernails and go, rip.
Damn.
Strawhead Bloody Bone. There we go.
Was that your reaction when you saw this first episode? Were you peeling your face off?
No.
No, okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. Did you enjoy this first episode, Northern Star?
I fell asleep somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. Not fun. I thought it was a fucking really great kickoff to this first or this second season.
Sure. It's a soft launch. A lot of what's her face, kissy faces.
Oh yeah, Karen and Matt, they're back, dude.
Hey, whatever. Just gonna make her death fucking harder, right?
I know. She's got to die, right? She dies in the comics.
Well, she's got to.
At
some point.
But thank God he's replacing that stupid bitch Heather, because fuck, man. She aligned herself with Fisk. She's lying for Fisk to get the swordsman, in jail. What a bitch she turned out to be. Fuck. She's up there with Maria Hill, dude. I'm fucking tired of her shit.
Yeah, right.
Yep, you just, you think you know someone. You're thinking you align with the Fisk. The fuck is wrong with you? The sinking of the boat. That was a hell of a way to start the season.
Right.
Big old cargo ship.
I like the way they make you feel Daredevil's power. You know, I mean, you can't see it emanating out of his fucking head or whatever, but they make you feel like you understand how he's using his power.
Sure.
And I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Because that's a hard power to try to, connect to the audience, right?
Yep.
But yeah, it's like little things with just sounds and focusing the camera and all these. Speaking of getting his ass whooped, he got his ass whooped at the end of this, which we'll get to. I mean, you got Fisk, who is full blown Kingpin now. Like, being a mayor is a joke, right? He literally, which leads me to believe that it ain't gonna last that long, right? He went a little too balls deep into this. Still Kingpin,
right?
But
it's like Trump, right?
Yeah,
being the president is laughable, right? But he is the Donald,
exactly.
And he's just using that as a platform and shit.
But dude, this this AVTF, the Anti-Vigilante Task Force, holy shit!
What's with the chick with the hula hoops? Full vested out and all. You didn't see that part?
No,
I think that's probably the only part I remember.
Okay.
No, it was AV Anti-Vigilante Task Force, AVTF or whatever.
Yeah.
They was trying to make them seem friendly, like they're there to help and all sorts of kind of shit.
Oh, in the video.
Yeah.
And BB's little thing, who, dude, she's gonna get herself fucking in some trouble because
she keep fucking around.
She's playing both sides. Yep. She's using what's his name.
Yep.
And he don't know now, but when he finds out, dude, he's loyal to Fisk.
Right.
Like
he's like, and he's seen all the shit that he's been privy to the shit that Fisk does, and so he knows he's got the green light to fucking do whatever he wants to do.
Yep,
little tyrant and shit.
Yep. You got her. She's leaking shit to Karen. Karen's always in some shit, dude. She's always fuck, man.
Always.
But I did like seeing her and Matt back together. I think that was one of the things that definitely was lacking from the first season. Like, they did so much to kind of move away from that Netflix show in a way. Like, it's still to continue it, but it was a whole new setting. Karen's off fucking being all emo somewhere. Oh my God, I'm sad. But I'm glad that they got them back together.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Punisher wasn't in this season. I mean, he could still show up. Maybe they didn't, but he's not been confirmed, which I think is unfortunate. But Bullseye, dude, let's talk about the end. You got your boy Cherry.
Right.
Cherry's having a fucking heart attack, right? And dude, speaking of Matt
getting his ass
beat again, right? People say he's gonna beat Batman. Get the fuck out of here, bro. No. Batman would have handled those guys no problem, dude.
No.
Instead, he's on the ground fucking bleeding, and they rip his mask off. They realize he's Matt Murdock. That was a cool scene. You don't see that a lot. Now, I think once that happened, you're thinking
somebody's gonna die.
Oh, these motherfuckers are done.
They're dead.
There ain't no way that's getting out.
No.
And
especially like episode 1.
Right.
Nope.
And it didn't. Bullseye fucking comes in and saves the day. Now, that's a hell of a cliffhanger for this first episode. Think about the contrast between the first episode of the first season. It ends with these two as well.
Right.
Bullseye kills Foggy, and Matt chucks his body off the top of the fucking roof, and we think he's dead.
That was chef's kiss.
It was, yeah.
Just the way the whole body dropped and how just casually he just pushed. He's like, I'm just done, dude.
And it's so crazy because you can't even see his eyes, right? Because of the mask, but just, you felt it. Like that whole, you felt the, yes, I want to kill him, but I'm breaking my rule. And even this goes so much against me. Like you felt the internal conflict in that moment where he chucks him. Because there was like relief, but also guilt at the same time. And that lifeless body just, bam. And it's funny, the ending of this one ends with these two, but in an opposite manner where Matt's getting fucked up and Bullseye saves the day.
And you wonder what the motivation for Bullseye is, because he tried to kill Fisk. Matt jumped in front of that shit.
Yep.
So
he ruined his plan.
Right. So he ruined his plan. So you would think he would be like fuck this dude.
Correct. But I think the only thing that connects them is they're both vigilantes, which puts them on the opposite side of Fisk. It's the only thing they have in common.
Right. Except Bullseye, he's like a criminal kind of element where Daredevil isn't.
True.
And it's like, under what circumstance would Bullseye be trying to save Daredevil, right?
I mean, probably to help He's probably trying to take out Fisk in this fucking task force. And he
I
knows he can't do all that himself.
don't know.
But
I mean, when you sit there and use your tongue to pull out your own teeth so you can spit at somebody,
Right.
you're a pretty bad motherfucker.
You're a badass motherfucker. But there's a lot of these motherfuckers, though. The
yeah.
AVTF is deep.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only, I mean, who knows? We could learn there's a whole other connection we don't know about, but I think it's purely just the vigilantism versus Fisk. And he's looking at like, dude, I'm probably better off with Matt on my side.
Right.
Now, how are you going to get him on your side, bro? You killed Foggy. Does Matt look at it like you just were taking orders doing a job? Or is he, I mean, he tried to kill him.
Right.
So I think he's definitely taking it personal. I don't think he's looking at it as he just did a job.
Yeah, but he also just saved your life and he just saved your identity.
Yes.
So think about that, partner.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, Bullseye, he can walk that line, but he's also a psycho too.
And there's that.
So who knows, dude? But I mean, Matt, think about his relationship with Punisher. Punisher, in Matt's eyes, is a criminal.
Right.
He fucking kills everybody.
Everybody.
So if he could, and it bothers him a lot, but he'll team up with him when necessary.
Sure.
So outside of the whole "you killed my best friend" thing, the Bullseye, the rest of this shit would make sense. Like, yeah, why wouldn't he team up? But you happen to kill my best friend.
Yeah, we'll just put that part on pause for the moment.
Right. So I think they're going to be a rocky relationship, to say the least.
Sure.
But
another one, imagine that. So on one side, you got the Punisher. On the other side, you got Bullseye. And shit.
Yeah.
Both are very good at what they do.
Yep.
Right?
Pick your poison, dude. Shit. Jessica Jones, we haven't seen her yet, but she was mentioned a few times as far as getting information for Karen. So they got her on speed dial, dude. She's there. You think we're going to see her in one of these next 2 episodes?
I think so. It would make sense. I mean, because you can't just drop her in like 7 or 8.
Right.
Because
they announced it beforehand. We seen her in a trailer, so yeah, it'd be weird if like she didn't show up till the fucking end. We already know she's going to be in there. So hopefully in these next 2 episodes we get to see her. Maybe a Luke Cage, dude. You never know.
A little team up thing going on. Man,
You got to put the little fucking defenders back together, minus Danny Rand, maybe.
Right.
I still haven't seen that show, but we were reading this Secret Invasion comic, and Danny Rand plays a part of these new Avengers stories beforehand. It's like, dude, he's badass in the comics.
Yeah.
They fucked him up on screen. But anyways, so all in all, dude, I like this episode. I think it was it definitely didn't hit the heights of the first episode of the first season. I forget what you call it, low whatever entry, but I think it really set the table though for this season. I'm looking forward to Tuesday watching fucking 2 more episodes.
There you go.
So 2 that dropped this week. First one, episode 2 is called Shoot the Moon, and episode 3 is called The Scales and the Sword. So I'm assuming it has something to do with the swords, man. He's probably gonna get out. He's another one, fucking vigilante. So we're gonna have some crazy ass little team here. You think we see any of these characters in Doomsday or Secret Wars? Any of these street level? No. It's unfortunate. It's too bad. Would you be down with seeing them?
I don't know what purpose they serve. I ain't carry somebody's fucking water for them or something.
You're saying they're no match for Doom?
No.
So
there would be too much of a gap in power
for
it to make sense for them to show up.
Right.
Well, I mean, what Daredevil's going to come in like fucking throw his nunchucks at Doom or some shit? Oh, come on.
Although his new little like it's a fucking stick, a nunchuck, it's retractable.
Right.
He's
That's
got
pretty
some
cool.
shit now, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it still wasn't enough for, when they loaded up fucking 8 guys on him.
Right.
But he held his own for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we got that.
Well, that wouldn't have even happened except he got distracted by the heart attack thing.
Yep. And it's like, bro, Matt, well, I guess he was so focused on his boy Cherry and the fight going on. I'm like, how did he not sense Bullseye? Because he can, sense shit from miles, right? We talked about his power set not too long ago, but we also know they nerf everybody on screen, so who knows? Right. So we got next 7 weeks here of Daredevil weekly, so that's cool, and then Punisher drops. So far, the premise for Punisher, this is all we know, says Frank Castle tries to live a life without the need for revenge, only to be drawn into an unexpected conflict. So,
so if you imagine like a Barbie movie opening,
yeah,
It's all bright outside and pastel colors and shit. Frank comes out in a button down with some shorts on, mowing the lawn and shit. And then next thing you know, like in the next door neighbor's house blow up or something.
Damn.
And,
he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Yep. It always happens. I mean, it's like Fast and Furious, right? They're all out there living their life with their kids. Oh my God. And then, of course, bro, we got one more. We got to get out there one more time. So one last kill. Dude, who could is that one last kill for Punisher? Does he kill Fisk? Who does he kill? I don't know. We'll fucking find out soon. Well, that is our Daredevil review. What would you give this episode out of a 10? What would you say? I'd give it probably 8.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I'd say probably 8-ish. Today though, we're
high 7-ish.
Yeah. Our who the fuck is segment, we got a double banger today, Adrian.
Oh yeah?
Yep, we got who the fuck are the Maximoff Twins? Reason why I'm doing this is our movie of the week was Avengers Age of Ultron. They were introduced in this movie, the GOAT herself, Adrian Wanda. So shout out to all the Wanda Glazers out there. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But I wanted to talk about these two characters. We've done some deep dives into Wanda's magic. We've never really talked about Quicksilver here. A lot of people just look at him and think he's, a gray-haired Flash, which he's absolutely not. No. He's different, and Flash has, their power sets are very different, the way their speed works, and there's no speed force for Quicksilver to use or anything like that.
Did I do a hidden gem? I gotta go back through them fucking things too, because I remember talking about them because in the comics they were raised on Wundagore Mountain by the High Evolutionary.
Yes.
Because the High Evolutionary manufactured all the caretakers.
Right.
The bovine woman and all this other kind of shit, right? So I gotta find out.
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fucking rehash that right here today, Adrian. Because their origins have been changed like fucking 3 times, dude. Right. So the Wundagore was one of their origins, but they retconned this shit several times. So the original story was this. We're going back to Wanda and Pietro first appeared in X-Men 4 back in 1964. Bro, we're talking this era, right? Right, fucking in the 60s. They weren't heroes and they weren't related to Magneto. They were just teenagers working for a terrorist. So the original story was simple. Wanda causes a fire in a village in Eastern Europe. A mob of villagers are going to burn her ass at the stake because she's a witch. I mean, you have witch trials and shit, right? Fucking burn the witches.
Or drown them.
Magneto swoops in, saves her, and he basically says, y'all owe me your fucking lives now because I saved you. Pietro, he's very protective of his sister, so he also joins the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants just to keep her safe with Magneto. So that was the old OG in the 60s. Then the next decade, the 70s, they didn't know what to do with their parentage. They actually told everybody that the twins' father was this dude named the Wizard. You ever heard of this motherfucker? The Wizard? Not like he pees on people. He was a speedster. Robert Frank was his name. No one did, and nobody fucking cared. The fans hated that shit so much that they actually swept. They act like it never happened.
Damn.
It's like, hey, Wizard's your dad. Oh, y'all hate. No, actually, no, he's not. We're just kidding. And then in the next decade, they turned Magneto into their father. But they all of a sudden they established that Magneto was their biological father. So the story at this point was Magneto's wife, Magda, was terrified of his powers and his whole descent into this mutant supremacy, right? She was pregnant and she left. She bounced. She ran out on him, Adrian. She ran to the fictional European country of Transia, okay? There's nothing to do with trans people. It's just a Middle Eastern or a European country. Now we get into what you talked about, the Mount Wundagore origin and the cow midwife. So this is where shit gets a little weird, all right? Magda allegedly fled to the top of Mount Wundagore. This is a mountain controlled by a mad genesis known as who? The fucking High Evolutionary.
Right.
And he acts like he's fucking high, too, on some crack. let's talk about the delivery. Okay, so Magna goes into labor during a massive magical storm. She didn't have a human doctor. Her midwife was Bova. Who's Bova? A fucking cow. A cow, not just a regular cow, not a fucking mooing cow, a cow that the high evolutionary genetically evolved to walk and talk and act as a fucking nursemaid for Magna, midwife. I mean, it's just a crazy thing to do, right? Evolve the cow to become a midwife, I guess. But he's fucking wacky, dude.
Right.
And we've seen this in Guardians 3, not the cow, but we saw in the creation of Rocket, and we've seen the high evolutionary using that device to evolve these animals, for whatever, thousands of years, in which the animals end up talking and walking, right? So he does that to the cow, makes a midwife.
All right. So it's just for a second, which is probably going to turn into 10 minutes, but
it's all right, we got time.
So if you evolve something, it doesn't turn into something else.
Okay.
It gets more refined based on, like, for example, supposing we evolved into not being hairy fucks because we developed clothes, so therefore we don't need the hair. We evolved into not needing like vampire teeth because we know we had forks and knives.
Right.
We didn't have to rip our food from a carcass. Right?
I was gonna say we don't suck blood anymore.
Right.
But no.
So those are evolutions, but to go from a cow to a person, that's not evolution. That's genetic manipulation.
Yeah.
You make changes along the way. Like, for example, if we were to have come from monkeys, right? And your white supremacists out there, anyway, we're not going to go down that road.
They're not going to stand for that statement.
Right. If we were to have come from that, we would have had to been manipulated in order to go through that conversion.
Like gene editing.
Gene editing.
Ooh.
You're not going to go, because if that was the case, all monkeys would be humans. There would be none on the planet.
Correct.
Right? Alligators didn't fucking evolve over millions of years. Right? And this does take... Evolution does take time.
Sure.
Hundreds of thousands to millions of years to happen. It's not going to happen in like the last 40,000 years, right?
Right.
So the high evolutionary, he doesn't evolve animals. He transforms them. You can call it evolution, but it's not true evolution.
So you don't think in a million years cows will be walking and talking? And
Absolutely
babies?
not.
No? Okay.
Absolutely not.
So you're saying that the math on this ain't math?
No.
But for sake,
but it's comic book.
Yeah, for sake of comics, he evolved him into a walking, talking cow. But I see what you're saying. Now, Magna does give birth, and an ancient demonic elder god named Chthon. I'm probably fucking that up. Chthon. Chthon?
Close enough.
He was imprisoned inside the mountain. When Wanda was born, that spirit reached out, physically touched her, and marked her as a permanent conduit for his chaos magic.
There you go.
So, but this is different, right? Because when we thought that Magneto was the father before he went on Maury and found out he wasn't, we just looked at these two as mutants. They're actually not mutants. They're something else. They're like
Franklin, not a mutant.
Right. But disguised as a mutant in a way. So she becomes this permanent conduit for the chaos magic. Magna dies shortly after childbirth. The high evolutionary took the babies and gave them to a local Romani couple. Romanian.
Wait a minute. So if the demon touched Wanda, so how do you explain Peter?
We're gonna get to that. So Django, not Jamie Foxx's Django. Django and Myra Maximoff, they raised them until their teenage years when their powers manifested, and then the village attacked them. So let's get into their powers. So I don't like. Are they mutants then too? Because the chaos magic is another thing. Right. They do have these powers, but I believe it was the high evolutionary, depending on what fucking origin you're reading.
Right.
The high evolutionary experimented on them and gave them these powers. And then they showed up when they were, teenagers.
Sure.
So let's see. This also, there was some rights issues around these two when they showed up in Age of Ultron. If you remember, well, we watched it this past week. They weren't called mutants. No Magneto was ever mentioned. They were calling them the Enhanced because in Age of Ultron, they were enhanced using Loki's scepter. Strucker did this, which we end up learning later on in WandaVision that they had powers when they were kids. And all this did was enhance them.
Sure.
The way when this was told to us in Age of Ultron, they made it seem like enhance means they took them from a normal person and gave them powers, which was not the case. It actually enhanced powers they already had. So these two have had their fucking origins changed so many fucking times.
Right.
So, and this is where you kind of had comics almost influencing, or the movie influencing the comics. So to kind of, because Marvel likes to have some kind of synergy between their comics and what's happening on screen. Hence the organic web shooters that happened in the comics, and they did that with the the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, right? So Marvel kind of made a huge rewrite to their history during this comic event called Axis. Wanda casted a spell meant to affect all her blood relatives, but it affected her brother, but it didn't affect Magneto. So that's how they kind of told us that he ain't really the dad, right? High Evolutionary stepped out of the shadows and revealed that it's an ultimate lie. They're not mutants. Magneto isn't their father. They were actually the biological children of the Maximoffs. When they were babies, High Evolutionary kidnapped them from their cribs. He used them as genetic guinea pigs. Here you go. Here it is, Adrian. Splicing their DNA to give them super speed and magical affinity. When he was bored with the experiment, he returned them to their parents, disguised his tampering to make it look like they had the X gene. So he made it look like they were mutants. They were just highly advanced fucking science experiments disguised as mutants for half a century. That's a complicated fucking origin. Right? They're not mutants. We think they're mutants. We think Magneto's the dad. He's actually not the dad. They're born to this couple. Now you got a couple things. One, the chaos magic piece, right? That's imprinted on her before she even has these powers. Then High Evolutionary kidnaps them from their fucking cribs and starts playing Anunnaki on them, and now gives her affinity to magic and gives him super speed. Enhances them, okay? And then just returns them back. He's bored. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want these fucking kids anymore.
I mean, why couldn't he just do what the Clintons do and just fucking make them disappear? Why do you have to return them at all?
Well, he's not that evil, Adrian. Come on.
But why these two? Like, everybody has an origin which pretty much stuck. Over time they stuck to them, right?
Right.
But why these two? Why are their origins so convoluted?
Why they changed this? I don't know.
Right.
I actually
think
I liked it more when Magneto was the dad. I mean, the whole House of M and all this shit, like, does it devalue some of these stories knowing that he isn't their biological father? Probably not. But it's a lot more to explain now. And then most people, depending on what you've read when you got into comics, you may believe a completely different story. You may believe a certain part of this origin, right? Some people still fucking think that they're just mutants. Some people think they're still Magneto's kids. Some people never knew they were. So depending on where you hop in, who the fuck knows what you know?
Well, I hopped in on the Wonder Gore Mountain and the bovine midwife and all that kind of shit. So that's what still sticks in my mind.
Right. So who knows? Pick your fucking poison. All we know is, they're the Maximoff twins. They're fucking, they're two goats. So let's talk about, Magneto. So when Magneto found this out, you'd think he would be angry, right? But he was actually devastated. Because he genuinely loved them as his children, even though, he's Magneto. So his whole, family dynamic in his mind was a lie. He's growing up thinking one thing. But at the end of the day, I mean, you raised them, they're your kids, they're your kids. And Pietro and Wanda spent their entire lives being defined by two things that weren't true. One was that they were mutants. And then two, that they were the children of, depending on what side you look at, a fucking super terrorist, right? I mean, Magneto He ain't afraid to wipe some motherfuckers out.
Right.
The mutant community on the island of Krakoa even labeled Wanda as the Great Pretender because she was a human who had faked being a mutant for years, and then she nearly wiped out the entire race during the House of M event. That's some shit too. Like maybe that also makes sense as to why Wanda and her brother didn't lose their powers. Right? No more mutants, but they ain't mutants.
Right.
So it wouldn't affect them.
Nope.
So did she?
Or the unspoken, no more mutants
except us. Yeah. But let's talk about Quicksilver. So he is, because he's kind of like looked at as, you know, not the redheaded stepchild, but people we're Wanda, right? Wanda, and
right.
you're like Pietro,
right?
Scarlet motherfucking witch. See how it works? And then this motherfucker, Quicksilver. This motherfucker, but he's pretty badass, dude. So. He's not, you know, DC's Flash. You did a hidden gem on Flash a while ago.
Yep.
And you spent a lot of time talking about the Speed Force, which Flash is connected to, where he gets his power from, right?
Right.
Pietro doesn't have a Speed Force.
No.
His body, this is shit I didn't know though. He is an insanely enhanced individual. Okay. His cardio, his respiratory system, his muscular systems, first of all, they've all are highly adapted. They're very advanced. His joints are lubricated with a super fluid. His bones are harder than concrete because they have to withstand the impact of his, you know, running at this. Like, that's people don't realize either, like how fast these guys are running, dude. It ain't like, you know, Usain Bolt running in the Olympics. These dudes are running faster than damn near the speed of lights. You know, gets close. So that kind of impact on your legs and shit, if it's you or me, our legs would shatter.
Right.
So he's got bones that are harder than concrete. His eyes also protect him from the wind shear. This motherfucker's running at, you know, got what, fucking 8,000 miles per hour and is just fine. Nothing. So how fast is he? The Flash can break the time barrier, okay? Quicksilver is usually capped around Mach 10, roughly 7,600 miles per hour. This is pretty fucking fast.
Right.
You know, faster than your fucking test, faster than Alan Ritchson was riding through his, you know, his neighborhood.
Slightly.
A little bit. He's pushed past this in some extreme emergencies. He can create a cyclone vortex by running in circles. He can run across oceans without sinking.
Well, you don't have to go that fast to do that.
No?
No. I mean, there's lizards that can do that.
Okay.
They have web feet.
Yeah.
And you see them, they'll sprint across the water. Yeah, you don't have to go that fast to go. I mean, motorcycles have gone across the surface of the water.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's nothing to him. It's just like fucking walking down the street, you know?
I mean, you don't even have to break the sound barrier to do that shit.
Right. Well, he can fucking do all of that and then some. His body actually hardens under immense pressure. So the faster he runs, the more resistant his body becomes to friction and high-speed collisions.
Has to.
We talked about the joints being lubricated. It's a highly advanced, naturally produced superfluid that prevents his knees and elbows from burning up from the friction. Damn, bro. Diddy had that baby oil. Imagine if he can get some of that shit.
Right.
Shit. We talked about his eyes. He can actually see perfectly while he's running through a fucking hurricane because of this protection on his eyes.
Well, not only that, because hurricanes, I don't know what the spin speed is, but they can move at, 50, 60, 80, 100, couple hundred miles an hour, right? Well, imagine being able to move at 7, 8, 9,000 miles an hour. So in airplane, and I'm going completely off topic here, but there's a point. An airplane doesn't need to move itself in order to lift off the ground.
Okay.
If you have a sufficient enough wind coming through, the plane can be stationary. It will still lift the plane off the ground.
Got it.
Same context. He doesn't have to move 8,000, 9,000 miles an hour but if something is coming across him at 8,000 or 9,000 miles an hour, it's the same effect. So him running through a hurricane is nothing.
Nothing to him.
Right?
I mean, we put a fucking fan in our eyes. We
Right.
can't see, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, you fucking, everyone rolls the windows down in the car and you pay, oh my God, stop, oh my God. He doesn't have that issue. He's run across the Atlantic Ocean, again, without sinking. He once ran from Tibet to Indonesia in a matter of seconds. He doesn't just run fast, though. He thinks fast. He can process information in fucking microseconds. How about this shit? If Cyclops fires an optic blast at him from point blank range, he can see the red energy leaving Scott's visor and casually step out of the way before it travels 3 feet. He also, what was this? In the comics, he comes across as kind of an ass.
Yeah, because he is.
He's arrogant. He's kind of a jerk. One of the reasons why is, so imagine this. You've gone to the ATM machine before, right? Mm-hmm. You ever get behind actually, scratch that. I'm going to give you a real-time example. This is real life stuff here. Mm. So I went to Stop and Shop the other day.
Okay.
And I'm predominantly a self-checkout guy, unless I got a cart full of shit. If it's 4 or 5 things.
I'm still a self-checkout guy.
Okay. There's a limit to how many things I'm like, you're going to have to start paying me if I'm fucking,
right.
If it's more than 5 bags, I don't have time for that. Because then the scale gets full and they're like, please move your item to the unidentified item in the bag. Bro, shut the fuck up. I'm not trying to steal the fucking pack of seltzer water. Right. I just got to put it there. It's too heavy. I can't put it on there.
You ever notice how them fucking things, they be just calling out all your business and shit?
Oh my God.
Take your card out, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, this card is shit, dude. I mean, I'm like, oh man, it's like, shut the fuck up.
For in their lab. Please shut the fucking fuck up. Can we just do a silent version? So anyways, I go to Stop and Shop. So if you're not from this area, it's a grocery store, Kroger, wherever fuck you guys shop. And there are, I think there's probably 7 or 8 of these. You've been to the Stop and Shop self-checkout. I got a couple items. And every one of these motherfuckers is being used, which is fine, because that's what they're there for. But they're being used by people that have no fucking idea how to use them. Okay? A lot of older folks.
The left laner that fucking paces the right laner. Yep.
And now, dude, sometimes technology can be a pain in the ass.
Sure.
But I've used these enough. They're not hard to use, right? You walk in, you can either swipe your card, your Stop and Shop card, you put in your phone number, pulls it up, boom.
Yep.
You scan the shit, you put it in the bag. If you use bags, you tell it how many you used, you pay, you get the fuck out, right?
Right.
It's not that hard. Dude, one guy, I see. He's struggling. He bought fucking 3 things. He's trying to pay with cash. He don't know where to put the cash. Oh my God. And the other one's sitting there. They're fucking trying to put in his phone number. I don't know if you don't know his phone number. He's like, where do I put it? Oh my God. And then the other person can't figure out that you got to put the shit on the thing. Like, please put that in the bag. And I'm like, what the? And I'm like, because I know when I get up there, I'm efficient, dude.
Right.
I get up, scan my shit, pay, get the fuck out. So why do I tell you all that story? Just to tell you how shitty my experience was at Stop and Shop? No. And dude, I went in, what the fuck did I go to get? A gallon of milk and some coffee beans for my espresso machine. That's it. Fucking 2 items, dude. Right. And they're all just, then they're just staring at it. What do we do? How do we? It didn't take my $2 off for it. Well, you didn't put your card in right, sir. Well, how do I do it? You just fucking put your phone number, dumbass. Anyways, I'm standing there like God can, and I'm annoyed.
Right.
Because I got stupid people slowing me down, right? This is how Quicksilver feels every second of his life, because just like these guys are taking forever, just like I'm watching them and they appear slow, like they're processing things very slow, I process things quick. I don't move slow with shit. People, I always talk about how you walk, right? You're fucking on a minute. Why wouldn't I? Like, what am I gonna just take it easy? So Quicksilver feels like that all the fucking time. He is operating at super speed. He processes information at super speed, and everyone around him is moving in slow motion. So he's not a jerk. He's just tired of waiting for all of us.
Right.
Like I was at the goddamn store the other day.
Right.
So he's pretty badass motherfucker. So talk about his range. We talked about him being capped out at pretty much the speed of sound. But in the comics, they gave him a genetic upgrade, some type of thing called isotope E, which pretty much erased all of his limits. So he's faster than fucking ever in the comics now. We talked about how he thinks fast. We talked about
he wasn't faster than those bullets.
He was not. He got caught, dude. He got caught in Age of Ultron. Now, one thing because he doesn't have the Speed Force, he cannot vibrate his molecules through solid walls. Because Flash can run through walls.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, when you think about they're different, and I actually think I broke it down. So Flash, think about him as, so he has the ability to tap into something that envelops him and gives him abilities.
Yes.
Right? Pietro's abilities are mechanical.
Right.
They are actually derived from him. So Flash not only envelops him and gives him the ability to move, but it also gives him other powers.
Right.
Pietro's is just all mechanical. He can move fast, but if he runs into a brick wall, he's dead.
Right.
Kind of a deal. I mean, he has high impact resistance. He obviously needs it because to be, and also think about this too. It's like people don't talk about Spider-Man's healing factor, right?
Right.
Well, he has to have an amazing healing factor because he's breaking down and tearing up shit every time he moves. Every time his hips is hitting the ground, probably at tons, of impact on his hip. The wind durability, he has to have high endurance against his skin, right? And heat resistance. I mean, you ain't got no fucking, the baby oil ain't on your skin. It ain't deflecting that shit.
Right.
So you moving at several thousand miles an hour, you got to have some high heat tolerance too.
Yep. So he's pretty badass. I mean, I think he was just a fast guy. There was a lot more to it than him just being fast.
Right.
Now let's talk about his sister, Adrian, the GOAT herself, the Chaos Queen.
Hold on before you move on.
Yep.
So what does Donald Trump and the Flash have in common?
I don't know.
They can literally fuck everybody on the planet simultaneously.
Okay. Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff. She is the I'll say self-proclaimed. I proclaim her as the GOAT, Adrian. I glaze Scarlet Witch here as much as I possibly can. The Chaos Queen. She is one who also, part of this Pietro story, her fucking power set, what we've known about her powers has changed over the years as well. Sure. So when she first debuted, her powers were fucking weird and unexplained. Matter of fact, in Age of Ultron, when Maria Hill is explaining the two twins to Cap, and she gives this scientific explanation, he's like, what does that mean? She goes, he's fast and she's weird. He's like, okay, got it. So, but her powers were weird. She had these hexes, right? These bursts of energies that caused bad luck. If she threw a hex at a bad guy's gun, the gun would randomly jam or explode. That type of shit. She manipulated probability to make things statistically, or things that were statistically impossible, happen. So that example right there. Guns, I mean, you're a gun guy, right? Guns do jam.
Sure.
Like
mine don't, but yours
happens. Don't. But I mean, like literally, like 1% of the time. It's not like half the time it jams.
Sure.
So her hexes would alter the probability from, let's say it's 1%. 1% of the time, the gun will jam. Her hex would alter the probability to 100% of the time.
Sure.
So then the gun jams. There was a classic Avengers comic where they tested her power by putting a solid titanium bar in front of her. She hit it with a hex and it shattered. And when they looked at it in slow motion, because they're filming this, they're trying to figure out what the fuck does this bitch power work? Like, what are you doing over there? Fucking record this shit. Come here, fucking Wanda. Do some shit with this beam. She fucking hits it, it shatters. They slowed it down. Her magic, they realized, had literally reached back in time, retroactively introduced the microscopic structural flaws in the metal so it would break in the present, right? Because at one point, this wasn't a solid piece of metal.
Right.
So her magic brought it back to that point and literally just shattered it.
That makes zero sense to me.
Why?
Because metal has stages, right? It's solid something mixed with something else, heat included, in order to make something solid again, right? so it goes from a solid to a liquid to a solid. So putting something back in time doesn't make it fucking fracture. It just doesn't make sense to me. I can understand if if they said, okay, we literally saw it, the atoms pull apart.
I think that's what they're saying. They brought it back to when it was fucking not this solid piece, when it was just atoms and it just shattered.
Oh, okay, kind of still don't make sense to me. But okay. It's really
you don't doubt the fucking goat Wanda, Adrian. That's one thing I won't stand for.
I don't doubt her power, but the way they explain it happening, it just doesn't make any sense to me. The math ain't mathing.
Okay. Well, she fucking broke it is what happened.
There you go.
And so that's the hex bolts. Probability manipulation is kind of what those are used for. And that's like whatever. I mean, this fucking table was, wood and rosin, right? Mm. She could turn this back into liquid and the fucking wood, put it back in a tree. Literally like that. All of a sudden the table's gone and we're covered in fucking rosin. Resin, that too.
Yep.
So let's talk about the chaos magic, reality warping. This is where, she goes from the queen to the goat, Adrian. We talked about Shathan, how he fucking reached out and touched her when she was born. That's why I don't touch people's babies, dude, and that is when her powers, were evolved into she's a fucking baby, but that was her full-blown chaos magic given to her by this, elder god. The chaos magic allows her, we've talked about this in depth here before, so we'll just kind of gloss over it.
But wouldn't she, okay, so why would he do that to this baby, right?
Yeah, I know.
So do you think that there was something about her, like Jean Grey? The Phoenix Force sought her out because of a power that she already had in her.
Yeah.
I mean, Shathan, he could have reached out and touched a high evolutionary. He was fucking there before the babies got there, right? Or that bovine chick.
Yeah.
So why her? So I'm thinking that there was something about her that attracted him, or he could have reached out and touched Pietro's little, Peter.
Right.
So why her? So I'm thinking that was something that drew it to her for him to transfer that. And also, not only why her, but why give her that? Right. I mean, that's a lot of fucking power.
It is. Well, you know what it is, Adrian? He knew she was the GOAT, bro. Right? I mean, God recognized God, right? He's like, yo,
I guess.
Come on. He knew it, dude. We could tell by the look of her. So
she was a baby goat at the time.
She's a baby goat, yeah. So her chaos magic, we talked about this a lot. It allows her to ignore physics entirely. I mean, she can turn you into a fucking bowl of spaghetti just because she's bored, right?
Yep.
And then you're dead. She doesn't just manipulate probability. She writes reality, right? So probability is like, hey, this could happen. We're gonna, like the gun jam thing, right?
It could happen based on the principle of physics.
Right.
Her shit is, well, something's going to happen and there's no limit to
Correct.
it. Right.
That's the difference between these probable hexes.
Right.
And then, so the gun example, guns do jam. She made it 100%, the chance of it happening is 100%. It happens. Boom. With this chaos magic, she could turn your gun into a water gun. She could turn your gun into a fucking pile of water.
It's worse than that because those are still physical principles, right? She could turn you to not only into spaghetti, but make you living still.
Sure.
Kind of a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how weird her shit is.
Literally anything.
Right.
It's like the ultimate cheat code. Like there's nothing she can't do.
Right.
So let's see. She's a Nexus being as well. She's the anchor of Earth's 616 reality in the comics. And in House of M, a comic which we've read here, it wasn't an illusion. She physically rewrote the entire planet's histories, memories, genetic makeup with a single fucking thought. Remember in the beginning when she gave everybody what they wanted?
Right.
And only like Wolverine fucking remembered shit. If it wasn't for him, they'd still be living in that fucking reality, not knowing anything that happened prior to, right?
See, they trying to sneak in that Anunnaki and rewrite shit. I'm saying they doing it everywhere. You just gotta read some shit.
Yep, it's happening right before our eyes. We don't even fucking know it. Now here's a question that comes up. She essentially is a human with magic abilities, right? She's not a like she doesn't have this enhanced durability. She doesn't have no healing, regeneration.
She's a conduit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the Flash, actually.
Yeah. So why won't you just shoot her before she casts a spell, right?
I wanted to just do that.
Well, I'm going to tell you why that doesn't happen. So she has passive probability shields. Her magic often operates subconsciously. This is something new. We haven't talked about this. So if a sniper fires a bullet at her from a mile away, her passive probability field would cause a sudden gust of wind to blow the bullet off course or cause the firing pin to break. She has this like passive, passive probability shield that her magic creates at all times.
So she has a magic condom.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yep.
That just automatically protects her.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And she has trained her reflexes to match Avenger level threats. So she's, worked on her shit too.
Right.
She has reacted fast enough to catch one of Hawkeye's arrows in midair with telekinesis. So she has telekinesis abilities as well.
Mm-hmm.
She can block energy spears. She even reacted to Mjolnir flying at her. She can fucking react to that type shit as well. Let's talk about
that's some crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, you when you think about an arrow to a gun, arrows depending on the pull weight, them fuckers move.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they're not supersonic. You don't hear a bang.
Right.
They don't break the sound barrier, but those things move.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah. Now she's got some limits though. Her greatest weakness is she's fucking crazy. Dude,
there's always that.
Yep. Her magic is tied to her psychological state. So if she loses focus, her spells are going to be fucked up. When she magically created her children, this happens in the comics and in the MCU, they would cease to exist if she stopped thinking about them.
Right.
It's literally like a tether. If she suffers a mental breakdown, her chaos magic could lash out uncontrollably. So if you can get past her magical shields, she can be knocked out by a normal human punch or killed by a standard weapon. But these shields her magic ability is so vast that it protects her at all times.
Now, think about why they wrote that in. So if you could train yourself to dodge or react to Hawkeye's arrow mid-flight or Mjolnir coming at you,
right?
You probably don't have those breakdowns that often.
True.
What I'm saying is, in order to go through those mental and physical hoops to train yourself, you're also training your mind to not have these psychological breakdowns.
Right.
So I think they wrote that in as a weakness for a woman, right? Because they are sentimental, emotional beings, right?
Yeah.
So because they wouldn't, think about Magneto. If he has a fucking bad day, we're going to have some problems.
Oh, yeah, we're
right?
to move to a new
Scott,
planet. Yeah.
Scott, his little punk ass, he has a bad day. He's punching a hole in a mountain or something, right? Or destroying half a city. So I think they unfairly wrote that in as because she is so powerful that only she can basically fuck herself.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If she's losing anything, it's her own fault,
Right.
Or she's having a fucking mental breakdown that day. That's the day you want to fight her,
Think about Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck, he goes and he'll fry the whole planet, right? Go in Cerebro.
Right.
And he can just hold, he's up there with Flash and Trump. He can just fuck the whole planet. Just, I'm having a bad day and just everybody's brain dead.
Just shirt cocking it.
So
with his little blanket.
I think they just unfairly wrote that in because think about when Sue, right? When they first wrote her, she could only do some minuscule bullshit.
Right. She can play hide and seek
right.
and shit, Fuck. But you see that a lot though. Like there's always something about these overpowered characters that it gives them a way out or gives them a way to not like Sentry. Mm-hmm. He's got he's fucking whack too, dude.
Right.
He uses his powers too much, the void takes over. Mm-hmm. So it's that balance of you have this Superman character, but we don't want you to fight if you don't have to because what comes after that, right?
Right.
And then Wanda, dude, you get her too upset. She might erase fucking humanity. You never know.
That.
Imagine she just goes, no more you motherfuckers, period. It's just her, you know? So two awesome characters. I definitely learned a lot about Quicksilver. I think that I have a lot more respect for that character after digging into this and knowing how he's badass, dude.
Right.
He's not just a Flash alternative. They're very fucking different. So
I don't know why people even made that comparison. You shouldn't even say Flash and Quicksilver in the same sentence. It's two different power sets.
Yep.
Flash eclipse Quicksilver on every fucking data point. But that doesn't make him, a pussy.
No.
Right?
No, he's badass.
He's definitely.
Yeah. So, anyways, that is who the fuck the Maximoff Twins are. And now we're going to move right into Avengers Age of Ultron on our road to Doomsday. And it's perfect. It says how things work, Adrian. We're talking about the Maximoff Twins. And this is when they were introduced to the big screen.
There you go.
You got Aaron Taylor Johnson playing Quicksilver. Thought he was a great Quicksilver. Too bad we only saw him for fucking 14 minutes. Right. And then Elizabeth Olsen absolutely embodies the Wanda character. She did a great job with that character. And also the evolution of her character on screen, because she played Wanda Maximoff for a while before she played Scarlet Witch, if you know what I mean. Yeah. We've seen her turn into Scarlet Witch on screen.
Right. She grew up in front of our very eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And I'm hoping she returns in, one of these next Avengers movie, if not both. She's not been confirmed yet, but she's probably one that they're going to keep under wraps.
Sure.
Don't tell us.
Right.
Just have the goat show up, Adrian, okay? So,
imagine a standoff, Wanda and God Emperor Doom. Dude. That would be some shit. Talking about some face peeling.
Oh shit, yeah. A fight between those two on screen. Shit. All right, so let's talk about this movie, Avengers Age of Ultron. This movie was, at the time, one of the most expensive fucking movies ever made. I think it still is one of the most expensive movies ever made. So the budget for this movie was initially reported at $365 million, but the gross budget allegedly falls somewhere between $440 and $495.
Damn.
Almost $500 million for this motherfucking movie. Why was it so expensive, you ask, Adrian? Well, Robert Downey Jr.'s got to get paid, dude. So does the rest of the cast. Not just him. The Avengers cast realized that they were worth a lot more money than they got paid the first time around.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the first Avengers movie did $1.5 billion at the box office. Everyone, not everyone, but Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr. have all starred in their solo either 2 or 3 movies apiece. Hawkeye, he plays, he's in the Thor movie, right? Yeah. Scarlett Johansson's been in these, the Avengers movie. So these guys became box office names, right? In between these 2 movies. So what they asked for more money, dude. They all got a decent chunk of this budget was just the fucking payroll to pay all the Avengers.
Sure.
Now, it costs a lot more too, because the first movie was shot predominantly on sound stages in Cleveland. And Age of Ultron was shot all over the world, dude. Italy, South Africa, South Korea, Bangladesh, and the UK. The VX was a lot more because they created, Ultron is a completely CGI villain, right? You had Loki in the first movie, but this villain is 100% CGI and very, I think, complex. Like, there's facial expressions. There's a lot of move. Like, if you really pay attention to Ultron in these movies, there's a lot of movement throughout. Right. Like, they did a really good job of making this AI being, but also make him move like a person. Correct. But the mechanical aspects make it all make sense, right? That's expensive to do in CGI, dude. Sure. They didn't have AI back then. Now they just put it in fucking Sora 2 and be done, whatever. James Spader's performance, it's pretty much a motion capture performance. They mapped his facial expressions onto Ultron. So it was costly, dude. And then the Hulkbuster scene, all the CGI in that. You imagine how long that took to make.
What really made it expensive is that they had to, do the Hulk without glasses and an arm sling.
Oh yeah, no,
that was half of the budget right there.
Half the budget. Bro, we got a savage Hulk in this fucking movie, by the way. Holy shit. Now, so Disney actually looked at this as somewhat of a failure. Now, it did 1.4 at the box office. It was the 5th highest grossing movie of all time when it was released.
Sure.
But they were disappointed because it made about $100 million less than the first Avengers movie. You look at it like that. The budget for this was probably 2 or 3 times what the first Avengers movie was. And then the results, even though it was $1.4 billion, it's about $100 million less than the first one. And that first one cost us a lot less.
Right.
So you could see why they would, not be ecstatic with the results, right?
Yeah, but they lucky that it did what it did.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I mean, it could have made, far less.
It could have.
Probably what really would have been a failure if it didn't even cover the cost of making the movie.
Sure. I mean, this was close. There definitely was a profit, but not, some people even looked at this as a step back for the MCU. I'm a big fan of this movie. I really like the second Avengers movie. Is it perfect? No. I'll talk about some of the shit that I hated about it. The main thing I hated was, you talk about Mark Ruffalo's fucking Hulk, the whole Black Widow relationship with Bruce Banner. That was just weird and forced.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Like, she's really falling for Bruce Banner. I mean, this is fucking Natasha Romanoff. Seriously? And she's all, fucking googly eyes over this big-headed motherfucker? Come on. It just felt weird,
Women have choices.
Yeah.
And sometimes they, on the outside looking in, they look weird.
Not buying it. Would never happen. Wouldn't happen in a rated comic. So, anyways, there also was a big clash between Joss Whedon, the director, and the Marvel Creative Committee at the time, the executives who controlled the MCU before Kevin Feige took over completely. Whedon wanted to make a smaller, more painful, character-driven movie about the Avengers failing. Marvel wanted a big blockbuster that set up Phase 3 of the MCU, which I think this movie did, amazing at. And that's what the thing about these movies is. I don't think that they should be approached like traditional movies where you just give the director free reign and kind of, craft your own story, but here's what we want. Like, there's an overall story that they're telling, and your movie's going to have to fit into that.
Right.
And there's going to be some shit that you're going to have to include. You just have to.
Yeah.
Because they're not just looking at this one movie. They're looking at what comes after.
Sure.
And I think this movie is one of the, as far as setting up the future of the MCU, I don't know of a movie that does more than this one does when it sets up Thor Ragnarok, Civil War, Infinity War, Black Panther, Endgame. This movie really kicks off that whole wave. So Joss Whedon kind of fought tooth and nail to keep some of these scenes in there. Like, and it's funny, it's some of my least favorite scenes. Hawkeye's farm. I fucking hate those scenes. Why? Really? That's the safe house, some fucking farmhouse. We got S.H.I.E.L.D. We got the Avengers. We got Tony Stark's money.
Right.
And we're going to this fucking cottage out. It just felt so out of place. I didn't like those. Marvel didn't like those. Joss fucking fought to keep those in there. And they wanted the, remember the Thor scene when he goes into the cave and he sees the visions about the Infinity Stones? He didn't want that. They told him, if you don't include that, we're going to cut your fucking little bitch-ass farm scenes from this movie. So there's a lot of back and forth on this. Not a good, which is kind of why it feels like some shit's out of place. So he has gone on record saying that the process of making the movie beat him down and it left him feeling like a miserable failure, because of all these 10 different studio mandates and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, that's what you, maybe at the time he didn't understand what they were building, but that's what you get. And then what Marvel did was they're like, okay, bro, fuck you, you're out. They brought in the Russo brothers because he's never directed another Marvel movie since. Then he went over and did that shit show Justice League for, the DC and fucked them in the ass. So, it happens. All right, so let's dig a little deeper into the movie here. Let's talk about the creation of Ultron in this movie. We did a deep dive into Ultron, no Diddy, but the comic Ultron, I don't know, some time ago, one of these fucking shows. But we're going to talk about the MCU Ultron because it is a lot different. This one is created by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, but also by the Mind Stone, using Loki's scepter. So Tony didn't really write the code to Ultron. Tony and Bruce were just kind of playing with shit they didn't understand. They were in the beginning of the movie. They go pick up the scepter from Strucker, this Hydra unit out there in Sokovia, and of course, here's one of the things I love about this movie is it shows Tony's true colors. How many times in the comics, dude, has Tony's ego got in the fucking way, and he's attempting to save the world, do this, fucking, create a suit of armor around the world, blah, blah, blah. And because he's so arrogant and he does stupid shit sometimes, he fucks it up for everybody. Right. It's happened a lot. Happens here, right? He's looking at it like, dude, last time we got together, there were aliens dropping out of the fucking sky.
Right.
I had to fly a nuke up there, and I saw what the fuck was up there. That's traumatic. That shit is a threat. We need to make sure that if it ever happens again, or when it happens again, we're prepared, right? So he's really not wrong. The problem is he's part of a team, and he ain't even the leader of the team. Cap is. He's just the guy who funds it. But when he has an idea like this, he's like, fuck the team. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Right. He acts independently within the team.
So you can understand why Cap is like, bro, you can't do that. Like, you're doing things that affect the team without letting the team know.
Well, you're doing things that affect the fucking planet without letting anybody know.
Right. Absolutely. So he asked if they can, fuck around with the scepter for a few days while, I was watching. I'm like, so Thor's really going to just let Tony fuck around with this thing for 3 days?
Right. Thor, who's fucking thousands of years old, should know better.
Correct. Right? Or maybe he just was so, happy celebrating the battle. Fuck it, Tony. Do whatever you want, So he's analyzing the scepter, and he realizes that the gem inside is actually an advanced neural network, and it looks like a biological brain functioning like a computer. That's part of the fucking Mind Stone, right? Hence Mind Stone. Tony, he already had the idea for Ultron, a global peace. It's funny that it's called this, and then you watch the movie, a global peacekeeping AI to replace the Avengers. But he was having trouble cracking the artificial intelligence code. It's funny, too, how I think this movie is a better watch in today's age with AI being as easy accessible as it is.
Right.
Because that is really the premise of this. Tony's trying to create an AI for peacekeeping. And one of the things about AI is people talk about the negative, right? It's going to replace jobs. It's going to kill us all one day. Once they put AI in robots, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? We kind of get to see it here in a lot of other movies.
Sure.
But he then decides that he's going to map the alien neural net from the scepter onto his Ultron framework because he's having trouble crack that in that AI code, right? So he convinces Bruce is such a fucking bitch, bro. He's like Reed. Whatever Tony says, right? Like these guys,
right?
As smart as Bruce is, as smart as Reed is, as smart as Hank Pym. Tony fucking says jump. These guys like, yeah, look at me, Mr. Stark.
But Tony is authoritative and assertive.
Yes.
So that quality trumps intelligence. I mean, all the time.
He's charismatic.
Right.
They want to make Tony happy. Bruce is like, he just can't say no to Tony. So they leave to go to this party, and then Jarvis is running these, protocols, trying to integrate the AI, and fucking the alien AI wakes up and literally in seconds accesses the internet, fucks Jarvis up, learns all about human history. And he realizes in a matter of probably a minute or two, the only way to achieve peace in our time is to get rid of the humans.
Right.
Right? They're fucking shit up. He's AI. He's just born today. He's like, fuck, let's get rid of him. Who cares? He don't care about us. He shuts down Jarvis, and he then takes over the Iron Legion that Tony built. He was starting to build this kind of suit of armor, and Jarvis was running the Iron Legion, and fucking Ultron gets all up in there, takes over. And he shows up. There's also kind of going to go through the few different forms of Ultron in this movie, because he he changes forms, I think, 3 or 4 times. The first time, he's that busted up Iron Legion body, the one that's like leaking and shit, you know, leaking oil. He's limping, and then fucking Thor just throws, you know, Mjolnir at him and crashes into a million fucking pieces. But as that happens, he's already in the system. Ultron is in the internet. He's everywhere, right?
Sure.
So then you get the second Ultron after he escapes the Hydra base, because that's where he goes. Internet gets back to the Hydra base. There's some bodies there, and he takes one over. At this point, he's probably like 8 or 9 feet tall. He starts building these army of, I guess, Ultron type bots. I mean, it's pretty much a hive mind, right? Like Ultron you see all these bots, but he's controlling everything at once.
Right.
The main Ultron that we see and all these other little bots. And he kind of, I mean, this sounds like some Anunnaki stuff. He views himself as a god creating angels. And he uses that form to recruit the Maximoff twins. And they introduce Ulysses Claw in this because he needs vibranium. They talk about Wakanda. Like, I didn't even realize the first time I saw this, I didn't even fucking pick up on that. Like, they introduce Wakanda. They talk about vibranium. Tony is aware of Wakanda. So not everybody is, but Tony's like, dude, they got probably more vibranium there. And then Ulysses Claw is the one who, he was branded by the Wakandans as a thief. We have that symbol here that they said in African, some African language, it meant thief, but not a nice way to say it. So he was branded, but he stole the fucking vibranium, and Ultron buys it from Ulysses by just transferring like fucking billions of dollars into his account, because why the fuck not? So he's got that version, and then there's this Dr. Helen Chow in here. Remember, she has the regeneration cradle.
Right.
She prints this synthetic, skin. And we see her use not the cradle, but we see her use this method with Hawkeye in the beginning of the movie, because he got like fucking shot or something, and she recreates his own tissue. So it shows us that she can make tissue, make an organic body. So Ultron realizes that this little metal fucking body is flawed. He wants to move past that, and he forces her to print a body for him with vibranium, using the Mind Stone. So he's trying to make this souped up fucking version. Avengers steal the cradle, and then we get Vision. They introduce Vision. That was a cool scene. You see a lot of infighting between the Avengers. They're all against Tony doing this. They're pissed off because he created this in the first fucking place. And then Thor shows up and just fucking, conjures up some lightning, zaps this bitch, and finalizes the creation of Vision.
Right.
That was supposed to be the Ultron body. They stole it. Then we get the final form of Ultron. He uses the vibranium that he had left to literally melt it over his body as like a thicker armor. He's bulky. Tony even makes a joke like, bro, you juicing? Like, you're bigger now. So he amps up himself with vibranium. Pretty badass villain, made of almost pure vibranium.
Sure. Controlled
by AI. That's why at that point, like, the physical attacks barely do anything to him. He's taking full blast of Iron Man's repulsors and all kinds of shit. So the creation scene of Vision, actually, we'll get into Vision in a minute. We'll talk about Ultron a little more. So we talked about hive mind, right? His really greatest power is not his body or the suit. It's that he's in the software. He's in the cloud, dude. He's everywhere. Sure. He can command hundreds of drones simultaneously. He can transfer his consciousness into any of them at any time. His only weakness, though, was when Vision used the Mind Stone to cut him out of the net, cut him out of the internet. Remember that? They're fighting, and he fucking literally uses that to infiltrate Ultron's mind and cuts him out of the entire internet, which then locks his consciousness into the physical bodies. So now he can't escape the internet anymore. He can fly. Not like Iron Man, though. He uses gravity and magnetic manipulation. So Iron Man's got the thrusters and repulsors, right? Ultron has anti-gravity tech, We also see him use a red tractor beam to literally pull Iron Man through the air during one of their fights. He shoots energy blasts from his hands, similar to Tony's repulsors. He can access every piece of data on Earth. He knows Tony's bank accounts, the nuclear launch codes, shield secrets. He beats the Avengers by outsmarting them financially before they even throw a punch. I mean, fucking steals everything from them. I mean, he's a badass motherfucker.
Right.
I think the only disservice is we only got to see him once. Like, he's a villain that probably could have lasted a few movies, right? Sure. So let's talk about the Vision. The Vision in this movie, we talked about how Vision was created. You know, they just hijacked the regeneration cradle, and instead of printing Ultron, they fucking made Vision. Vision cracks open the scepter and places the Mind Stone in his own head. That's what, I guess, gives him true sentience and life. The Mjolnir scene is a scene. Let's go back to the beginning of the scene when they're at the party and everybody's trying to lift the hammer, and we all know we saw Cap move it, right?
Right.
Vision lifting the hammer. This is a I guess debates people have. Did Vision lift the hammer because Vision was worthy, or was it like the elevator example? If Thor places the hammer in an elevator, Tony talks about this, and the elevator goes up, is the elevator worthy, or it's just because it's a machine? And right. So, do you think Vision can wield Mjolnir because he is truly worthy, or because he's a machine?
Well, how do we say that? Well, when
let's see how we say that.
When Odin banished Thor,
Yeah.
and Mjolnir was in the desert on this pile of dirt.
Oh, I know what you're getting at.
So couldn't they have just moved the dirt from under Mjolnir, right?
Well, remember when Stan Lee tied the strap and he tries to pull Mjolnir out with his truck, and the bumper just falls off?
Right.
Okay.
So I first of all, I think Mjolnir is kind of sentient in that it makes the decision on what and who moves it.
Yeah.
Right. Because if Thor puts it on the elevator should not move. In other words,
right.
Wherever Mjolnir lies is where it should stay. No object should be able to move it.
Sure.
Right. So I think Vision is worthy. It's not that he's just mechanical.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think Vision's worthy. He uses it in battle at the end too. You know, not just pick it up. You fucking use, and that's what sells them on trusting Vision. Because at first they're like, we don't trust this motherfucker. He was Ultron. He popped out of this cradle. We don't know who he was.
Right.
And he picks up the hammer and fucking gives it to Thor. And Thor's like, all right, let's go.
Because Mjolnir isn't weight.
Right.
Because if it was, I mean, if you put it on the table, but Mjolnir should just keep falling until something stops it from falling, right? It wouldn't land on a pile of dirt and stay there.
Right.
And, you wouldn't be able to put it on the elevator at all, kind of a deal. So it's not weight.
Right.
I think it makes a decision on who and what moves it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so what does this movie do? It pulls from a lot of the beginning of the MCU, and it sets up a lot of the next phase. So you see, Tony's PTSD didn't disappear. He's still paranoid about the fucking aliens coming down and taking over. It's why his whole initiative is this suit of armor around the world. So that right off the bat, we see the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. in here because there's no more S.H.I.E.L.D. There's no Nick Fury. Nick Fury's in here, but they're not taking orders from him anymore. The Avengers are their own fucking squad in this, funded by Tony, being run by Cap. There's no S.H.I.E.L.D. aspect like in the first movie. Nick Fury's, calling fucking orders. Hey, come here, fucking do that, go over there. Now it's like they're doing shit on their own.
Right.
We see Hydra. They recovered these weapons that caused the Battle of New York in the first movie. So the movie, kicks off with them snatching those up. But what I really like about this movie is, I think what makes this movie so much better now is all the shit that came after. The seeds of Civil War were planted in this movie. Remember when they're splitting the wood at, my favorite fucking part of the movie, his farmhouse? And Tony and Steve have different views on this, on the whole AI, Tony building the suit of armor. Tony says, isn't that why we fight, so we can end the fight? We get to go home. And then Steve, as he's snapping a damn log with his bare hands, says, every time someone tries to win a war before it starts, innocent people die. So he's completely against this. And then the Sokovia Accords, are literally named Sokovia after what happens in this movie. Mm-hmm. Yes, they save the day, but they don't save everybody.
Right.
This city, that's a pretty cool plot too. Like, we're going to have this chunk of earth, we're going to raise it up and drop it like a meteor into the earth to wipe out everybody.
Right.
Now, I'm sure there's other ways you could have killed everybody off, but that was a little dramatic, right?
Sure.
But even though they save a lot of people, they also couldn't save them all.
Right. That's how Wanda got in trouble in the first place.
Absolutely. Right. And this is how, Zemo, Helmut Zemo, who shows up in Civil War, his wife, his son, and his father were all crushed in the rubble. So, yeah, they, got everybody off that fucking chunk of earth and they disintegrate, but all these pieces are falling. Not everybody has an Iron Man suit, to weave around them. People died.
Yep.
So it kind of creates that, it literally turned Zemo into a villain, right? It set him on that path to cause all the shit he did in Civil War. Let's see. Scarlet Witch messing with everybody's mind, showing them all these visions. Tony sees a vision of dead Avengers, right? Which is kind of what almost happens in Infinity War. Thanos does wipe out a lot of people. Right. Avengers lose. We talked about Mjolnir, which then leads to Cap summoning the hammer in Endgame. So that kind of that seed was planted here. Wakanda was introduced and Vibranium was introduced, which then led to Black Panther showing up in Civil War. And then, even though the second one, sucks moose cock, but a couple Black Panther movies as well. And then T'Challa playing a role in Infinity War in Endgame. So this movie sets up so much. Hawkeye's little secret family, Laura Barton's in there. And then we actually see him turn into Ronin because his family is wiped away from the snap. And then we got the post-credit scene of Thanos putting the gauntlet on, saying that I'll do it myself because you guys are fucking shitty. But great movie. One of the standouts is when Wanda scrambles Bruce Banner's brain and then unleashes the Hulk in Johannesburg, and him and the Hulkbuster have an insane fucking fight. We got to see a badass Hulk in this movie. And I think, him with the scrambled brain was pure anger, pure savage Hulk. And that's something that we've been lacking in the MCU for a long time. So all in all, dude, fun movie, great movie on our Road to Doomsday rewatch. This is a movie I've probably seen the second Avengers movie more than the first one, to be honest. I'd rather rewatch this than watch the first Avengers. So anyways, that was the movie for the week. Next week's movie is it's good. It's not going to be. It's kind of a, what do you call
filler?
it? A filler, a palate cleanser, a little break.
Okay.
Before we get all hot and heavy, Adrian. So we got Civil War and all kinds of shit coming up. But next week's movie is motherfucking Ant-Man, Adrian, the first one, which I do like the first.
I like that one.
I think it's the best one of the three Ant-Man movies.
Yep.
It's funny. It is a nice. This movie's heavy, right? The Sokovia, the fucking. The Avengers, Tony, Hulkbuster, all this shit. The city's blowing up. Oh my God. I love Hawkeye's part. The city's floating. We're fighting robots and I have a bow and arrow. It don't make sense. Like,
right. Which is why he's not going to show up in fucking Civil War. So
bam. So anyways, Ant-Man's the next movie, which does kind of set up a little bit of Civil War. So we'll talk about that next week. And right now, Adrian, we got a couple more segments. We're going to get into We Respond. We're going to do a quick re-respond because we was yapping today, Adrian.
Yeah, a little bit.
We was yapping, but we're yappers. That's what we do, right?
That's it.
But let's respond to some comments. Read a comment, and then we got a motherfucking hidden gem up in this bitch. All right, let's see. The Captain Canada, AWOB, fellas. Man, that Spider-Man trailer was dope. Finally, a more mature Peter down on his luck. Yep. Should be a legendary movie. Yes, it should. Loving the t-shirts, guys. I got many compliments about my comic graphic tees. Well, that's awesome. Guess what's coming, Adrian? I'm gonna have some samples here next week. A Read a Comic shirt. Really? That's all I'm gonna say. I got a design. I mean, I like it. I hope everyone else does. If you don't, fucking tell me. We'll fucking, remove from the store. But I like it. So I that's all I'm gonna say. And it will be here hopefully next week. He also says that the Punisher one last kill, one shot should be amazing right after Daredevil. I agree with that. And Adrian should definitely read World War Hulk. What a beautiful read that was. I tried to sell you on that last week. You know what? You texted me the other day about a movie, Adrian. And I think we're gonna have we're gonna try it this week. This segment is gonna be called, it's gonna be mid fucking we respond. It's gonna be called You Should Check This Motherfucking Shit Out, you stupid bitch. We're working on the name, but you should check this shit out. You told me about a movie in our tech. I haven't watched it yet, okay? But I'm gonna give you, okay? You take fucking a minute if you want, and tell me why not just me, everyone else, because I don't think anyone's seen this movie yet. Tell us why we should watch this movie. First of all, what was the movie?
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
All right, give me your best fucking pitch for this movie, and we will see if I watch it before we meet again. Tell me why I need to watch this movie.
I think this is the soft push into every other alien kind of movie, right?
Okay.
It's not horror. It's not fucking all this other crazy stuff. It's not fast moving at all.
Okay.
But it is a simple explanation of, it kind of ties things together. It's a simple explanation of like how they do things, the aliens do things, not necessarily why, but it also shows, like I said, the introduction of. So it's like a base for pretty much everything that can be happening with a introduction of a new species.
Okay. So it sounds like a must watch.
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
Well,
and then you go off on the deep end on shit like They Live and all this other, Independence Day and all this other bullshit.
But I need to watch this one. I know obviously I've seen some of those. But this comes first.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna make any promises because a lot can happen in a week.
Of course.
But I'm gonna give it my best effort to watch that movie this motherfucking week. All right, let's see. We got.
I tell you what, you do that, and I'll do World War Hulk.
Okay. All right. That is a deal. That is a deal. Nick Charlotte says, "What's up, guys? Another week, another banger. The Spider-Man trailer was insane. Yes, it was. Not only did it break the record, it did. It broke all those. Anyways, just finished episode 1 of Daredevil, and holy shit, we are so back. Yes, the opening and the end scenes were crazy. Although I love the irony of Bullseye sending a knife with a written message to a fucking blind guy. Keep up the work. Yeah, but when you know how his powers work, he can read the fucking inscription. He's blind, but he's not really blind, but he is." PhD of Wrestling says, "AWA, my G, since Boys is losing its magic, as you said a few weeks ago." This is Dad Bod, by the way. Oh, he changed his name to match his name on his wrestling podcast. A podcaster here. I went to watch Dune 1 when it came out a few years ago and fell asleep so many times. Such a bad movie. Also, Obafemi should definitely go over Brock. Come on, Mike. No, he absolutely should not. And I talked all about it on Mike Check. So I'm not going to go on that rant here. Let's see. We got a couple more. We got my man. I can't even read his name. He says, "Hi, guys from Kazakhstan. I really love videos, and I think Spider-Man Brand New Day will be a good one." All the way from motherfucking Kazakhstan, Adrian. Holy shit. Home of Borat. Maple Grove says, "AWOB, guys. Excited to watch Daredevil tonight. I had an idea for a versus. What if Daredevil fought the foot from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe instead of the hand? Oh, the foot soldiers. So example, Daredevil versus Shredder and Elektra versus Karai. I have ideas who would win, but this would be a fun discussion. By the way, Master Splinter smokes that old hag stick." I don't know. I gotta have to dig more into these Ninja Turtles before I answer that. Let's see. We got McSkeeter. AWOB, gentlemen. What about Static Shock's trash lid he rides on? I love my Saturday morning cartoons, and to be fair, I thought the second Dune was the last one. I didn't even know they were making a third one. Oh, they are. And I work at a theater. Damn. So yeah, Doomsday will mop the floor with Dune 3. Yes. And I'd say Spider-Man Brand New Day's opening weekend will do better than Dune 3's opening weekend as well. Absolutely. In the Spider-Man trailer, what do you think they digitally removed from the shot of Spidey jumping at the hand ninjas, or am I just overthinking? No, I've seen a lot of people say that. You know the part in the trailer where you see the hand, all the ninjas jumping at Spider-Man.
Yep.
Spider's on the other side. There's a kind of a blank, empty space in the bottom, and people feel like some of the ninjas are looking to the bottom. So they're like, wait a minute, someone's got to be there. Maybe they digitally removed them for the trailer. I don't know. I'll be honest, McSkeeter, as much as I like to talk about rumors and shit, I don't really entertain shit like that. Like they edited this out. Maybe they did. I just don't have the time to try.
Right. That's too much of a deep dive to over. Yeah. I mean, that's you kind of overanalyzing. The shit. I mean, just go for what they're showing you for now, and then we'll find out what they did once the movie comes out.
Sure. And then he's telling me to watch Invincible. I couldn't make it through a live without someone asking me about Invincible. One of these days, it's on the list. Adrian, I second the Godzilla universe hidden gems. Someone was asking about that last week. Remember to do some Godzilla? I grew up watching all of those, especially the flying bacteria monster. I forgot the name, though. As always, y'all have a great week and time to watch Age of Ultron. Yes, well, now it's time to watch Ant-Man.
So I watched the first 5 episodes of the new season of Invincible.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
And I also watched the whole first season of Godzilla Monarch. And
oh, damn.
all halfway through the second season of Monarch.
Right.
So
shit, dude.
That's some pretty good shit, dude.
You were like the watcher this past week.
The way they talk about they call them Titans, right? They come from somewhere. Remember how we talk about the underground and shit?
Yeah.
How if a civilization persisted across millions of years, what would happen? Well, those aliens aren't there, but these Titans are, and they come through portals. Yeah. Right. So that's that, and also there's a time dilation too. So a couple of days, like a couple of them got stuck down there. One girl got stuck for 57 days. She thought.
Shit.
Right. She was born in like the 20s. She went missing in like the 50s or 60s. But she thought she was down there for 57 days, and she was gone for like 30-something years.
Damn.
Right? So she came back the same age that she went down in, but 30 years later. Kurt Russell's, the guy that played the killer Captain America and also in the new Avengers.
Wyatt Russell.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's in it.
Okay.
He's like an army soldier kind of guy, and he gets stuck in there for a couple of weeks, and he comes out, and 20 years had passed and shit.
Damn.
So then he started aging up, and then Kurt Russell start playing the older version of him.
Yeah.
So and this is also where they actually finally getting characters right, where Kurt Russell looks like he actually could have been this guy when he was younger. I mean, Kurt Russell was far more attractive when he was younger, but they actually found somebody that looks like they can be the same person. So it's a pretty good show.
Yeah. Damn, you were like the watcher this past week. Then.
Dude, I've been down this AI thing, and it's exhausting. So I just kind of vegged out from AI.
Yeah.
So, took in a couple of flicks.
There you go. OG Dirte says Adrian is the GOAT of hidden gems. I agree with that, definitely. Let's see a couple more.
Thank you.
Chris Thompson says, hey, did we ever do a hidden gem on Harry Osborn Hobgoblin? I don't think so. Not Harry Osborn. Didn't you do another Hobgoblin?
I think Green Goblin.
Okay, maybe it was Green Goblin.
I
don't think so, dude.
I don't know.
And then let's see what else. I think that's about it. Sake of time. So if anyone else dropped comment, well, they did. Apologize, but we got to get this fucking show on the road, Adrian. We're getting close to when the sun's getting low, big guy. So it is that time. Speaking of the GOAT of hidden gems, speaking of the 5-star hidden gems, Adrian, who the fuck is our hidden gem this week?
Well, it's not a who, it's a bunch of who's.
Okay.
I think this was a suggestion or at least a hint. This week's hidden gem is the entire team of Alpha Flight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've always liked this team. This is a Canadian team. It was actually created, I think, by John Byrne. My favorite artist, writer, and they premiered in 1979 in the Uncanny X-Men. So it premiered with the Uncanny X-Men because it was tied to Wolverine, because Wolverine, Canadian, and so on and so forth. So, the department operates under the team operates under Department H. So this is a secret branch of the Canadians Ministry of Defense. The mission is to protect the nation from threats, both domestic and cosmic. It's structured in tiers. So you got Gamma Flight, Beta Flight, and then the top tier is Alpha Flight. So you can start at the bottom and then kind of work your way up through the ranks. The group's founding figure, James McDonald Hudson, who I've done a hidden gem on, the Guardian, he engineered a powered exoskeleton initially to do scientific work, but the government tried to fuck everything up, so he stole it and refined it and became the Guardian. His wife, Heather Hudson, after Guardian apparently died, right? She took over and she became the Vindicator. So the Alpha Flight's classic roster is the Guardian himself, North Star and Aurora. They're twins. They're like Wanda and Peter, right?
Yeah.
But they both have super speed and light-based powers. And North Star, he's the guy. He's the one I was talking about, the gay one.
Okay.
He's one of the first open gay comic book characters in Marvel, right?
Shit.
Sasquatch, which I also did a hidden gem on.
Yep.
He's a scientist who transformed into like basically a beast, an orange Bigfoot, basically. Shaman, he's an Indian mystic healer and sorcerer. Snowbird, she's like she is a demigoddess with shape-shifting abilities. And Puck, who I think I've also done a hidden gem on.
Yep.
He's like a little Wolverine, basically, without the claws. High gymnastic, acrobatic, fighting abilities, so on and so forth. So now these characters reflect Canada's cultural diversity. So, you got the white guy, you got a couple of white twins, you got, the crazy hairy Sasquatch, you got the Indian guy, you got the gay guy, then you got the little, the midget. You can't call him midget. My fucking mustache, dude. My hair just goes everywhere. It's fighting me.
It's getting excited, dude.
Exactly. So they cover a wide range of people, which is really cool about this whole team, right? So over the years, they've gone from, government missions to independent things. So they kind of like the Avengers, where they were government funded. So the Avengers they weren't government funded, but they was, under SHIELD, right? Then the government does so much bullshit, they go independent, and then they break off and do their own individual things. And then they actually hooked up with Captain Marvel. You remember in Avengers, she went from being earthbound to like she's like cosmic, right? The cosmic police. So they've actually gone along with her on some of her adventures. So they're kind of all over the place, but ultimately they came back to Canada and defending Canada against threats, foreign and domestic. So you got James McDonald Hudson, the Guardian. His powers are the electromagnetic manipulation. In the battle suit, he can fly, energy projection. You got a Vindicator, who basically picked up, so that's the husband, basically picked up the suit. Her powers are slightly different, but kind of the same. One of the big things about the Guardian Vindicator suit is that it can basically, you don't understand the planet is moving at 18,000 miles a fucking hour or a second or something. Well, the suit can just stop while the Earth still moves, but it makes it look like teleportation, right? Which it's not.
But you have to believe that the Earth is round for that to make sense.
Well, not really. It could be like a saucer going around in a circle.
Like a record?
Right. Like it could be that. Then you got North Star. His powers are super speed, photonic energy bursts and flight. You got Aurora, also super speed, light manipulation, molecular acceleration. And because they're twins, they're like the Wonder Twins. from the Super Friends.
Yeah.
They get together and their powers are amplified. You got Sasquatch. He basically transformed into an orange Bigfoot, and his power scales is like a resting Hulk, 7 to 100 tons. So pretty strong guy. The Shaman, mysticism, healing, dimensional magic, artifact summoning, things like that. And then you got Snowbird, whose powers are shape-shifting into Arctic animals, precognition. And then you got Puck, who's like an Olympic level gymnast, very dense, very short. He can literally like cartwheel all over your ass kind of a deal. So some of the team's most amazing feats, they defended the Wendigo. We talked about the Wendigo. He's basically, the Wendigo is like a spiritual entity that embodies. So if you're up in Canada, if you like get stuck in the ice and you start eating people, well, you essentially turn into this thing. That spirit kind of takes over you. You become this giant, ravenous beast going around killing everybody, eating them and shit. So defending Canada against the Wendigo, which is pretty much one of their prominent. We talked about how Fisk is a Spider-Man villain, things like that. Well, Wendigo is the Alpha Flight's most common villain. Repelling the great beasts, and these are basically ancient godlike entities tied to Canadian myth. So things like that, preventing nuclear catastrophe. The regular, really they are Canada's Avengers.
Okay,
just a smaller team. Now again, they are tiered: Gamma, Beta, Alpha, Flow. So Gamma Flight, they're a bunch of, okay, so we just found out you have some powers, you don't have any structure, you don't have any training, we'll put you in the Gamma team and we'll help you figure out your shit, right? Beta is, okay, so you move from Gamma to Beta. So you become backup for Alpha. You're not quite there yet. You got some training. We'll send you out on some missions, some regional shit, but we don't put you in the limelight. Now, when you really make it, right? When you make it to the Super Bowl, then you move up to Alpha. And that's when people think about Alpha Flight or the team, these are the things that they, and they're on the national defense, the international teams, they go do cosmic shit, all this other kind of stuff. So anyway, that's the hidden gem for the sake of time. Alpha Flight is a team of originally government-funded, superpowered. They came together haphazardly. Obviously they had some tragic stuff with the leader, Hudson dying and his wife taking over. But I mean, I really like them, and I'm waiting for something. The animated, the big screen, something.
Yeah, I was going to ask, if you had your choice, let's say they're going to bring them to screen somewhere.
Right.
Would you want this as a movie, or do you think this is something that would work better as a show? I mean, you could do either or, but
I definitely think maybe a movie.
Yeah.
And then probably peel off into like a mini series or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, hearing all these characters and their whole development. I mean, I think with a lot of these characters, they could work better as shows because there's so much story to be told.
Sure.
That being said, I mean, we've seen, Avengers movies with tons of characters, but I agree. Either way, the fact that this group is, I mean, the only place we've seen them in animation that I recall is the X-Men, the animated series.
Right.
Which was cool. It was a one-off episode, but they had a good, I guess, portrayal of them in there, but it was just quick.
I mean, you could literally do something like the trilogy, the Avengers trilogy.
Yeah.
Right. You could do crossovers, if it's a show, because, Wolverine could pop in, they could pop over, they can team up with the Avengers, anything like that.
Sure. Well, that was another 5-star hidden gem, Adrian. And, even though we thought we were going to run a little long, we're still right on track. We're going to wrap this thing up right now with an agree to disagree and then send everybody home. Well, y'all are probably home.
Right.
But are you ready, Adrian?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Agree to disagree. Here we go. Number one, Marvel and Sony need to stop depriving us of what we all want and need, and that is having Kingpin and Spider-Man in the same movie, show, somewhere.
Somewhere. I agree.
Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is kicked off properly. Marvel's cooking with this first episode.
Agree.
But, Adrian, Daredevil would get his ass whooped worse than Alan Ritchson's neighbor by my boy Batman. I'm sorry.
Agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
I mean, Avengers Age of Ultron, that was our movie this week on our road to Doomsday, is actually better than the first Avengers movie.
Disagree.
But they should not have killed off Quicksilver.
Agree.
Or had Bruce Banner rizzing up Natasha like that.
Dude, get the whole question out before I started agreeing to disagree and shit. That was the question?
Separate one.
What
yeah.
was it?
Have it, or they should not have had Bruce Banner rizzing up Natasha.
Let them do their thing.
Okay, so you disagree.
Yeah.
Disney needs to stop making live action versions of their animated classics.
Well, stupid ones anyway. Stupid live action versions. Agree.
I mean, it's like if you've done it fucked up that many times, let's just no more. No more.
But here's the thing. They're animated. Make some other animated shit.
Right.
Right?
Yep. And this last part here, The Rock's Maui wig, believe it or not, is actually worse than his Hercules wig.
I agree.
I'd take the Hercules wig back. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous.
That whole headshot thing.
Oh, my God.
It's like he went and got a face peel, right? at a spa.
Yep.
And then somebody took that with the wig and put it on a different body.
Dude, what in the Vidal Sassoon is going on with that wig, bro? That looks like, those shampoo commercials. It looks like some shit you see in there. Like, my man who's a demigod flying around, that's how his hair, he's just get my shit all. Come on, dude. Just stop. Also, a movie like this, where most of this movie is going to be CGI.
Right.
Because it's water-based, this made-up island, the water's fucking moving, there's this giant crab, there's a little bird that's weird looking. So you're literally, it looks like they took the same, now it's just off a couple trailers, but they took these same scenes, these same ocean scenes, and just dropped in a real person. It looks like the same fucking movie, just with shitty-ass versions of these characters. Like The Rock with this Vidal Sassoon wig.
Right.
So, anyways.
I mean, that's as silly as like Namor coming out of water and his eyes are chlorine red. Come on, dog. All right. It's like, how silly is that?
Got water in my eye. Bitch, you live in water.
Right.
Fuck. Anyways, hey, last but not least, everybody watching this should subscribe to the channel if they haven't already. And if you get into some conspiracy theory shit, check out other stuff.
Absolutely.
So, Adrian, it's been real. Another fun week here on Only Comics.
Yes, sir.
We had a lot to talk about, but we made it just in time. We appreciate all of y'all checking out the show. Appreciate all the interns. Appreciate everybody who was on the live this past week. And next week's movie is Ant-Man, the first one. We're reading some comics on Mike Check. We're getting into some Skrull stuff. So we're gonna talk about reptilian people and other stuff. And because we talk about the Skrulls in this Secret Invasion comic line, so we're going to talk about, could there be real Skrulls, Adrian? Maybe. Depends on what you believe. So, anyways, Adrian, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week right here on Only Comics.
Peace.